Yeah, sure. Or spoons, whatever you want.
Spoons? Okay, spoons is perfect.
All right. Welcome to the first ever annual DePaul Summer Showdown. I'm very excited for tonight. I'm with this great guy over here. You know him as Paul or Foof. What a great guy.
I have to get this out of the way. Yes, I am Paul, and I am actually working with DePaul, so I'm so excited to be here tonight. Spoons, my sister made sure that one got on board this time. So how you doing, man? I am thrilled to not only be here, but be back and on this stage once again.
Dude, I'm so happy to be working with you. I love working with you. When we worked in Spring Showdown, what was that, February or March? That was a blast of time. And I'm so excited to do this tourney with you.
Well, it's going to be a ton of fun. And so for the people at home, Spoons, what's the lookout that we want if these guys don't know what we're getting into? Obviously, we're going to play some Rocket League if you haven't seen it down below, but we're going to be playing some Rocket League here. It is a small double elimination tournament, if my memory is serving me correctly, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But the first game of the series, we actually have 4 teams. We have DePaul, we have Northeastern, we have the Butler Xavier mashup, and then we also have Connecticut, which is University of Connecticut.
UConn.
Let's go, the Huskies. Okay,
the Huskies.
But we'll be getting into this shortly, and our first matchup actually is DePaul versus Northeastern's B team, and our DePaul team is My Bike, Black Wraith, and Shikuki. So we got a little bit mix up between JV and varsity. It'll be interesting to see how they play together.
Well, see, that's the fun time to do it. Obviously, this isn't like a true test, but this is those off-season times where you get to mesh those younger player in parentheses, the JV with the varsity, so you get to give those guys exposure. Really, it's a really cool meshing point where you see esports beginning to take a step towards this more real sports feel. So it's like that old spring training where you get those reps with the starters. I'm really excited to see, I think I never got to see My Bike play except for one small time when she got tagged in. So I want to see what she can do here, and I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, me too. And I think it's interesting as far as the fact that like you can see esports, like high school esports, on official EGF.
Say that again.
Official EGF. They like do a bunch of different things. I'm sure you know. They do high school esports on ESPN. It's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, no, so I'm very excited to see what will happen, especially with DePaul. I know we were talking beforehand and what the scope DePaul's been doing, and it'll be absolutely awesome to see what's coming in the near future.
There's a lot of you were talking to me beforehand. I was just kind of enjoying any of the gossip I got to hear on DePaul. But, you guys at home, make sure you stay in tune with these guys because they have a lot of cool things cooking up in the background. And there is a lot of buzz and a lot of just genuine excitement. Like there is genuine excitement about this tournament, Spoons, because it's 4 teams. And so usually in these early brackets, you worry about getting knocked out early, but it's double elimination. So there's a lot of room for those jitters to get out, and you'll still have a chance to kind of rectify it and fight your way back.
Of course. But before we get too off topic, let's actually head into the game. And let me message everyone to make sure they're all ready to join in.
Got to make sure it should be good. But the thing is here, you've already said it. We have DePaul and Northeastern here. So obviously you're a bit of a homer, and I can't comment too much because I'm already repping the merch. But do you have a feel either way? You have a bit of knowledge on some of these teams. Do you feel like it's going to go stronger one way or the other?
Well, funny thing, I know one of the guys on Northeastern, A1, and it'll be really interesting to see how they play because I've played against them before and I got my butt kicked. But
That's the best.
but I'm also excited to see DePaul. I got my main squad, and so interesting to see how they play.
Well, to just reiterate what we've talked about before, you have Black Wraith, My Bike, and Shikuki in the blue repping for DePaul. In that orange, you have A1, Shot Guy, and Scribble for that orange of Northeastern. And an early opportunity arising here. A1 and Shot up early. A beautiful touch coming through off the Dominus and a quick goal only 10 seconds in.
That was kind of crazy, not going to lie. They really benefited off of the defense mistake on DePaul. But, beginning of the game, mistakes happen. I definitely make mistakes all the time. So they can definitely recover. Still 4 and almost 5 minutes left in this game.
A ton of time. Do not sell anything yet. You can hold everything still. Just a quick opportunity here for Northeastern. A1's trying to find another one, but my bike up in time. Shikuki looking for a pass out. He's got a good touch to Archie. Throws it back up. Shot guy, though, has the goal to his name and gets the save, adding it to that scorecard as well. A1 in Northeastern trying to find a touch here. Scribble, a nice redirect there, but there is no orange card to back it up. Shikuki able to push that out for now, and Black Wraith gets a little bit of breathing room for DePaul.
You know, one of the things I was talking about, you know how I was saying how Northeastern, they're just so aggressive. They just go, 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 go. You're already seeing this within the first minute of the game, which is really impressive considering I feel DePaul is extremely strong both offense and defense.
Well, the tone has been set and the shots are coming through. Northeastern continues to put the pressure on DePaul. Black Wraith able to get past one. He's got to beat Scribble here on the backside, but can't. Shikuki finds a shot, but A1 able to arc that car in the way. My bike, a little bit of an errant touch here. Shot guy's up and dunks it over one. A1 trying to find the finisher, but can't. Shikuki has to get the save and does. Clearing it out now using that octane to perfection in the air. Shot guy, though, intercepts the ball. Scribble trying to go for a block, but there's a missed touch. They forgot the ball. The most important part, Spoons. So there's no shot coming there.
The ball, you know, I feel you could do without the ball. You know, maybe a football would work well. But I did say that DePaul's finally finding the groove. You know, it took a little bit of time, but it seems Northeastern is now starting to struggle a little bit with even getting like shots on. And I know shots are extremely important. I've talked about this before and other teams have done. If you have more shots than another team, even if, you know, you don't score every one, ultimately you can just win solely by your attack.
That was a dangerous push there from DePaul. Shikuki went for the demo on the backside and gave up a 2v3. Shotgun getting the demo of his own. A1 in the air, pushing it up, but a favorable touch for DePaul instead. Shotgun trying to find the redirect, but that dominance is long, but not long enough. My bike has some control, but gets beat in the end by Scribble. Shikuki looking for a pass out. He got Black Wraith. Black Wraith climbing the ladder, but gets denied once again.
What I'm really liking to see as far as from DePaul is their possession has been pretty good, and they're almost like they're forcing Northeastern to bang the ball away sometimes. Like you saw in that last play, and right there, the ball's just given away. It's just giving DePaul more time to do what they want and control as much of the game as possible.
It's just a bit of dump and chase right now from both sides as they push the ball out and try to catch back up to it. Right here, Shikuki doing just that. My bike running underneath, but can't find the control. A1 gets a demo from his teammate, trying to beat one and does. That flick is picture perfect, but Black Wraith off of the spawn because of the demo gets the save. Now, all three orange cars are up. Shikuki has some control. He has to beat A1. A good flick there, but it's too high. Shikuki goes for a double, but shot guy once again. The defensive stalwart from Northeastern denies another shot.
I have to say one thing that I'm very impressed by both teams is just the pace. They're keeping up and pushing each other for whatever pace they want. When Northeastern goes quick, DePaul goes quick, but when DePaul slows it down, Northeastern follows. They're just making sure they can keep this 1-point lead when we go into a minute and a half left into this game.
Base control is a huge part of the game here, Spoons, and that's what you see both teams trying to do. Black Wraith, though, just a little bit too high. Shikuki can't find the touch. It technically was on, but not hard enough. DePaul has an opportunity, but they need to find more off of the touch. A very good clear from Shikuki. That is going to be technically on. I don't think Shot Guy gets back, and that is how DePaul University ties the game up.
You know, I was thinking that Northeastern was getting into DePaul's head a little bit with all those demos and bumps, but Shikuki just got open. That really, really nice. And may have been a little bit of luck, may have been partly skill, but that definitely puts them up on the leaderboard, no problem.
Shikuki scoring finally on their fourth shot of the game, so putting a lot of pressure on DePaul. Now the ball bouncing back and forth. There's Shikuki once again going for that long arching touch and gets it past two, but Shot Guy able to control it for now. He's got in his corner. He's in an awkward spot. Very good push from My Bike. Black Wraith up, trying to beat A1 in both cars, 15 well, and keeping that ball at midfield.
One thing that I'm surprised that Northeastern isn't really doing too much. It seems that there aren't as many passing plays as they usually do. I remember when I've competed against them before, they're non-stop passing back and forth. But I mean, they have that aggression, but it seems like they're kind of struggling to get that through passes through DePaul's defense.
It is only game one, Spoon, so you don't want to put everything on evaluation yet. You know, you're just trying to get a feel for the other team. And right now, folks, game one, series one, we are deadlocked at 1-1 with just 30 seconds left. So you have to be careful here. Black Wraith, the last man back, getting chased by Scribble, mind you. Shot Guy trying to collect it here. Very good push from Shikuki. I like the flip reset attempt, but Scribble comes home in time. The Watermelon Tires making a huge touch there. Shikuki, though, a little bit too far to the left. DePaul got the dunk. A1 can't get there. My Bike puts it in.
My Bike gets a beautiful goal that takes a lead for DePaul. Hopefully they can finish out, you know, a little bit of DePaul stands as they go there. But let's hope they can keep that up in the last 7 seconds of the game. Like I said, anything can happen.
Spoons, good things happen when you put the ball in front of your opponent's net. And that's exactly what DePaul did. They were knocking on the door. They kept it around, and there was a single miss from that Octane, and that opened the net. A1, though, trying to find a touch for zone. He's got Shot Guy up. That Dominus climbs it up. He's got to look off that backboard, but it is not enough. The ball falling back down, but somehow Orange keeps the ball alive. My Bike at the goal has the clear, but the ball stays up. Black Wraith pushing A1 off of this one. My Bike trying to find the extender here, the exclamation point, but somehow 0 seconds continue to be on the clock. Shot Guy throws it on, trying to find it past one, but a big time save. The Xavier medal coming through. Maybe this is Rocket League, and it is. Shot Guy does it. It's a tie ball game.
That was an absolutely insane play. I honestly did not think they would have it, but I was wrong. Shot Guy came in clutch. The whole team there somehow kept that going.
Game 1. Series 1.
True. Game 1. Series 1. This is a very intense game, though. For the start of, you know, Summer Showdown, it's going crazy. That's all I have to say.
Kicking it off with a literal bang as the demo comes through. Black Wraith getting one on his own end, and now extra time has to be the place we do it because there was no cure winner in regulation. Black Wraith 50 there by A1. A1 looking for a pass off the backboard. My Bike sacrificing her life, but trying to get the clear. Shot Guy's going to hand this off to Shikuki. Shikuki pushes it off to the right. My Back throws it up, trying to find a teammate, but now a double commit from Northeastern. We saw that once on DPU, and they're immediately punished. Black Wraith has a lot of time and a lot of teammates to work with here at midfield. Shikuki over one, the ball slowing down as now both teams reevaluate their situation.
You know, it looks like there's a little bit of panic on both sides on the field. You know, they don't want to see anything bad happen or any mistakes happen. It looks like that is almost what just happened with, oh, there it is. There it is. That's game 1. Okay. All right.
It starts with the pressure from My Bike going for the demo into the net, and then guess who comes back, Spoons, and is the savior. They get the goal to go ahead. They get the golden goal in the end. I called her name out in the beginning of this, and I said, I want to see what My Bike does, and she stepped up and made the play. That is 2 big goals on 4 shots. When the chips were down, My Bike comes through in the end and comes through clutch.
Oh, I definitely 100% agree. I think it was honestly that game was either either team, I should say. And you know, offense was pretty impeccable on both sides. Defense was really strong. I mean, it's really hard to not have mistakes. I mean, even the pro players, you always see mistakes here and there. So it was crazy to see, you know, how each team benefited or played off of each other, and also especially with those mistakes, how each team was able to compensate on each side.
Well, the big thing is you usually like to talk about the amount of shots. You were talking about it about mid-game before. It was 8-7. Both of these teams almost perfectly equal on the shots. And you look at the saves, it was 5-4, but DePaul had less saves. So mathematically speaking, that means Northeastern should have had the goal, but because they didn't have that last shot, the last shot is the most important one, folks, because it goes in, and that's exactly what happened. DePaul take it in OT in Game 1 to kick off your Summer Showdown. So it's up to them to continue here in Game 2. DePaul riding high off of that win, but you don't want to overlook, especially after an overtime game.
And definitely going into this game too, hopefully they don't overlook keeping up that offense and that defense, because one slip up, like you said, ball goes to the goal, and it's just in. No problem.
Oh, it's a big time touch from Shot Guy, and he does it again. That dominance needs to be nerfed somehow. The First Blood King scoring again. Shot Guy has it again. What?
You know, I'm not going to lie. I looked off screen 1 second to look at what you, how your face was looking, right? To kind of see the energy there, and Shot Guy scored it. So you know that kind of caught me off guard.
You cannot blink when Shot Guy has it on that dominance. They find more shots, and there it is again, trying to find A1 with the pass. You asked for the passing plays, and they immediately answer. But now they have to find a way to slow it down. My Bike looking for a shot of her own. I like this touch here from the Finnick, but there is A1 closing out in space. A1, though, can't win the 50. My Bike back pass to Shot Guy. Shot Guy is going to score.
You know, I saw it. My Bike saw it. That pass was almost there, but I'm telling you, Northeastern is just so quick. They're just at the ball, and A1, they were right there. They were right at it. But unfortunately, you know, puts DePaul down 2 goals early on to game 2.
DePaul rubbing their eyes a little bit here, Spoons. You just kind of blink. You have been punched in the mouth after a glorious overtime thriller. They are immediately down 2 goals. So Shot Guy and company, they are up big, but now there's an open net. My Bike doesn't miss those. The chip in from past midfield. DePaul cuts the lead in half.
You know, I'm a little confused how that one happened. I'm not going to lie. That is such an easy shot to get for DePaul, and you know, fortunately, NEU or Northeastern had to take that, had to lose a goal there.
But it was the feeling of they smell that blood in the water. They feel how winnable this game is. They already had 2 goals. They were pushing for a third, and as soon as that third player stepped up, My Bike saw the open net and saw the mistouch and takes advantage of it. So it's about finding those opportunities and taking advantage of it. That's exactly what DePaul did there. Now, My Bike
is hungry. That is what's going on. They're hungry for the win.
Plain and simple. Spoons, there is a buffet on the field. I will tell anyone that I play with that it's simply up to you and eat right now. But Shot Guy trying to find one of his own. He's got a fork. He's trying to find the shot, but Spoons, he needed a knife instead. So now Black Wraith looking for a pass out to Shikuki. A1 playing it slow to perfection. My Bike, though, unruly. That Finnick just a little bit too fast.
And that was a beautiful back pass from My Bike to Shikuki. You know, Shikuki almost had that in, but Northeastern, they're just there. They're ready for it. But it looks like Black Wraith is trying to take it to mid, but there's a little bit of a double commit over at Northeastern.
It was a big fight there as Shot Guy's up once again. He's been dangerous in the air on that right-hand side. So another shot coming through. Technically a shot there, but not going to be going in. Shikuki passed one. Scribble getting a touch at midfield, slowing this down. But Black Wraith now has it on that Octane. He flicks it once, trying to find the bump, but Shot Guy instead takes one of his own. A1 double attempt coming through, but just a little bit too high. Shot Guy, though, not getting a shot on this one. Scribble, dangerous touch there. A double commit from both orange cars, but they still have possession for now.
Let me just say, as far as dangerous, taking out the corner there, they keep doing these corner plays. You know, my coach even telling us in this past week, you have to stop going straight out of the corner. Mighty, I know you're in chat. I know you heard that. Yeah, you're welcome.
Giving respect where respect is due. I hear you, Spoons, but right now you have to put respect on this offensive pressure from Northeastern University. They have controlled the pace of this game. They have kept DePaul hemmed in, but now Shikuki with a 2-on-1 play. Shot Guy 50ing now, a demo coming through. A1 clears the path. Scribble, a beautiful dish there. He's got Shot Guy, but Black Wraith in time. Shikuki credited with the save. Now DePaul trying to find some transition play. My Bike, though, unable to catch up with that. DePaul breaking out right now. The demo coming through, but Black Wraith can't find it off the sidewall. The ball still rolling around Shikuki. Soft touch off the backboard. He's got a great touch here, but A1 able to throw it out.
I do have to say that it's a little crazy how the beginning of the game, how it's so quick, goal after goal after goal. It's been like that the past 2 games, and now we're like more than halfway through, minute 40 left, and the pace has completely slowed down. It's like the teams are able to read each other so well now, but at the beginning it was nothing like that.
Well, at the beginning it was that true solo play, make a mistake and let me take it. That was both teams. There was the back pass where Shot Guy had it. There was the kickoff goal that Shot Guy had. Back to back, of course, and then My Bike saw the opportunity from the mistouch. So it's trying to, you don't want to say devolve, but when a game slows down, you feel like it's devolving. It's truly evolving, stepping up, and the team play's beginning to synergize. They're looking for each other. They're passing around. Shot Guy going for a pass here. Shikuki credited with the save, gets a Xavier medal for their trouble, but A1 and NEU have a minute and 1 second. A minute and a second left to defend their lead.
And hopefully DePaul, you know, they get, another goal, take it to OT again, and maybe win. You know, that clears out the series, no problem when they move on to the semifinals. Oh, Shikuki gets a beautiful play. Oh, that 45 flip was amazing, but fortunately, the Northeastern read that no problem.
A big-time play there. Shikuki beats one. The ball is still here. DePaul has to find something right now with 30 seconds left. This is about that breaking point where you're not going to find many good opportunities. A1 dangerous pinch there, but it was pixel perfect and ends up throwing it back out. Shot guy, that long arcing clear racing towards this blue side, trying to kill the clock right now. My bike looking for a pass out in the midfield, trying to find Shikuki, but the only car she's going to find is that pinkish purple of A1. Oh my goodness, what a dunk!
That is very unfortunate. You know, you're saying DePaul wasn't able to have that many opportunities. I'm not gonna lie, there's like 2 opportunities DePaul had to score, but Northeastern is just on top of it. Both offense, which you saw right there, and also defense.
Well, obviously, I can't throw my hat onto the field, but just take the notion because Shot Guy having 3 for 5 in this game, putting the team on his back, carrying NEU in game number 2 to notch the series up, mind you, Spoons. Northeastern, after a very impressive game 1, end up scoring in 0 seconds, forcing the OT, and then can't cap that off. But to come back in game 2 and score 2 straight, give one up, and then put a team like DePaul away, that is the mark of a very solidly coached squad.
I do have to say, you know, both teams are definitely coached by great people. You know, I think the fact that both teams are holding up with each other, no problem, and it's almost every single aspect. You know, some, you know, when they're aggressive, the other team's aggressive, passive, the other team's also passive, but they're matching each other very well. So you saw, especially with you know, within the middle, I don't know, about 4 minutes to about, you know, a minute left. Not much was going on other as far as goal wise. It kind of slowed down, even though the game was going pretty quickly, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. The big thing here is you look at the shot totals. It was 7-3 here. Northeastern, they shot 7 in the first game. They shot 7 in the second game. I would be surprised if they don't shoot 7 times again in the third game. DePaul, their offense slowed down. They got hemmed in. They lost a lot of boost. They were not able to make those challenges at midfield that they relied on in game number 1. So it's going to be important for them to step back up, create that midfield trap, and kind of get some of that momentum back on their side.
Oh yeah, for sure. And hopefully going into this final game, you know, obviously both teams, like I said, they're hungry, they're out for blood, but we'll see which one's more hungry and which one has the bigger drive to win this series.
Both teams equally hungry right now, and both teams sitting at a 1-1 tie here in the series. Shakai looking for another early goal. The First Blood King denied this time. My bike with a dunk under instead of over. A1, the third man back for NEU, able to stall that one out for now. The dunk coming through from Shikuki, Black Wraith, and My Bike trying to find something here. They got a 2-on-2 play. I love the look here. A great pass. No, it's going to be a shot. Best pass is to the back of the goal.
Sheesh, that was Black Wraith has ice in his veins. That's all I have to say. That was, you know, he baited one of any of you guys out and then got that flick over another. And for the goal, not bad, not bad.
Not bad. It is a DePaul University lead once again, Spoon. So, finally shut down. Shot Guy loses the crown at the moment. They now have to answer that early goal. And I think we have seen a goal scored in the first 30 seconds of all 3 of these games. So, both teams looking to start pace early. A very good dunk there coming from deny that shot from Scribble. I like the touch here from Wraith. I want to see another one, and he gets it here, but there is no DePaul player in the wing to pressure it with him. So, a double commit in the net. We'll call it interesting if it works, and maybe it's tactical confusion. My bike can't beat A1, though, so NEU stays in possession here. A good 50 from both of these squads. No threatening touches really coming of right now, is that the ball still stays on this DPU side, but it's not really in front of the net. These orange cars aren't really connected right now. The Wi-Fi seems a little bit spotty.
You know, I definitely agree. I don't know if you saw Scribble there about 20 seconds ago, but Scribble completely whiffed the shot on net, open net, and it looks like Shikuki with another one. Okay, we see Shikuki.
Just got the 9-iron out at midfield and put the little chip to it and got it over every single defender. Scribble has to run. Technically, it's an own goal, but you can't call that an own goal because if he doesn't touch it, it's still going in. So he was trying to get there, but now DePaul flips the script, has a 2-0 their own way, and trying to find another one. Shikuki can't read it off of the wall. My bike has to wait here. That third person back. A good touch there and able to push it back into the corner. And DePaul Only a minute and about 50 in, and they have a 2-goal lead.
I have to say, DePaul is the very deep hog right now. I had to say it. I had to say it because they're playing fantastic this third game. They're really setting the tone as for how they're going to control the next 3 minutes of the series.
Well, it's up to them to set the tone. They have the control. They have the pace. And let's be honest, they have the goals right now. And as it stands, technically they have the game, but there is still over half of this game left as we begin to crest this halfway mark at 2:45. Scribble pushed it past one, able to beat one, but Black Wraith standing tall on his own end. Shot Guy finds the angle, has the protractor out, and able to cut this lead in half.
Shot Guy is able to just find those goals this whole series. They've been so solid. And that was honestly a really beautiful shot. Came in really fast as well. 104 kph. Pretty strong.
Now, lead back at one. DePaul, a lot of ground still to cover here, but they have a lead, and it's beginning to shrink in front of their eyes. So they don't want to give up pressure, but they do not want to get too far back in their own half, because when they get hemmed in, that is when NEU looks their best. A1 15 hard there. The ball is up for Scribble. Scribble tries to get into the corner, but ends up pushing it off the wall instead. All three orange cards back up tight. A beautiful pass from one, and Scribble able to find it off the wall.
No, Scribble had a big blunder early in the game, but looks like no problem. Shot Guy, I think Shot Guy tried to take it there. No problem. Scribble came in clutch and got that second goal to tie the series.
2-2. Game 1 went to overtime. Game 2 went to inning. DePaul University trying to play that cardiac kid right now as they look to stun it, as My Bike has a lot of space and a lot of time and able to put that one in, ride it to the bank because they scored another one.
Can I just say, our coach, Mighty Tidy, I know you're still here. I know you like seeing that. We got those passing plays, no problem. Easy peasy.
Spoons, remember I was telling you how there was a buffet on the field?
Yeah.
If you press tab, or whatever you need to see on your scoreboard, everyone on DePaul University has a goal. Everybody is eating right now, and that is the most important thing in threes. You have to be involved in some way. A1, Shot Guy, and Scribble, they've done a great job, but DePaul has that singular goal on their next player. A1, technically the only person in this game without a goal, so if they step up here, it should be a tie game once again, but DePaul flying around, making plays, making passes as you saw, but now a mistouch there. A1 with a lot of space tries to find one of their own. Shoot Cookie denying that one once again, and DePaul still a 1-goal advantage, and the ball still on this blue side.
And a little bit ago there's, it seemed like 3 people faked in a row, and I thought it was going to hurt DePaul a little bit, but it so far nothing too terrible has happened just yet. But again, I have the role of casting's curse, so anything I say, probably will end up terrible. So we'll see what happens.
That was a pace play coming out from NAU. They tried to find Shot Guy in the mid-air, and he couldn't get the touchdown. It ran back to their own end. Now they have to run that breakneck pace to get back home. Scribble trying to cheat up, cherry-picking as Shot Guy has it on that dominus. 1-2, but can't find the third. But Scribble is turned away by Black Wraith. DePaul bends, but do not break. This time they're ready. But Shot Guy is up once again. There are 3 blue cars in the net. There is a wall, and it will not be broken down. 30 seconds left. NEU trying to fight for this one.
I know you had Black Wraith's defense right there. That first save, I'm telling you, he's so solid. And Black Wraith is living up to that. Yeah, everyone is living up to that. Northeastern just cannot score. They're really struggling. Just getting 1 goal.
Right now, the ball stands on top of Shot Guy, and he is handing it off. You don't want to do that, especially when Black Wraith is around. But DePaul University doubling their lead, doubling their opponent's score, able to put this one in, and it's 4-2.
I have to say, there's 7 seconds left, and I'm highly confident DePaul won the series. 7 seconds is not much time, and, there's already 5 seconds left. I don't think 2 goals can happen. See, Black Wraith is there. Gets it out, no problem. Looks like that is the end to this series.
And that's how DePaul is going to do it. They have done it here, folks, in dramatic fashion, taking us all the way to mythical Game 3, mind you. DePaul wins the first one in overtime thriller. loses the second game by 2. Northeastern, they look like they are steamrolling. They look like they just needed the warm-up game. And then all of a sudden, DePaul pulls out a 2-goal lead, just truly out of the hat to start game 3, and the momentum just ride the rest of the way.
I have to say, I'm very proud, repping DePaul. Everyone's doing amazing. I'm very, very proud of everyone on that team. That was an amazing series. I do have to say, Northeastern's team, they're so, so solid. In almost every aspect, you saw Shot Guy going for some crazy shots out there. You don't get it, doing with the name. But on top of that, A1 and Scribble, they were there just making sure things happen. And same with DePaul. David, I'm sorry, I should say Black Wraith. Sorry, I play with him, names interchangeable. But Black Wraith, he's so solid on defense, crazy. And then you definitely saw it with every single other person. My bike had some great demos. Shikuki was able to get those passing plays, and that ultimately them keeping possession and them staying aggressive got them that win in the end.
The most important thing, Spoons, is you talked about it between games 1 and 2 was the team play. You were asking kind of where was it for both sides. You were, hey, where are the shots? Where are the passes? And immediately, who answered the call? It was NEU. And as soon as they stepped it up, the mark of a good team is answering the call. NEU steps it up in games 2. They answer the call because they didn't have enough to win game 1. DePaul wins game 1 in OT, but ends up losing game 2 because they weren't connected enough. And who steps it up in game 3? Not a single player, but all 3 people on DePaul able to finish that one out. And that is only series 1.
Oh, yeah. And it'll definitely be crazy. I mean, we still have 4 more series to go through because you got winners round 2, there's losers round 1. I guess semifinals is winners round 2, sorry. And then you got losers round 2, and then the finals. So I'm definitely excited. Like I said before, there's some great teams out here tonight. UConn's amazing. The Butler Xavier mashup. DePaul, gotta rep him. Foof is repping it. You got the shirt and the hat. But I mean, it's beautiful. Like, you're a great guy, Foof, and you got great merch on as well.
Hey man, I'm thankful to be back on stream, but I just got word in the ear, Spoons. We have an update. DePaul University obviously winning that one. Moving on, we know who they're going to be playing. The UConn Huskies prevailing over that merger. I believe it was between Butler and Xavier. They fall 2-1. So in the losers round 1, it's going to be Northeastern and Butler / Xavier. And now continuing us, and what should be the next match is going to be your DePaul University Esports going against the UConn Huskies. So do you have any insight for us there for UConn? Obviously, we watched DePaul. They are a team that is resilient. They look to pass, and they look to play off of each other.
Anton on UConn, he's a scary guy.
Scary?
Yeah, on the field, he's out for blood, but definitely you see a lot of aerial plays from him. He's definitely extremely strong. Every single player on UConn is very strong. I've played against him before. I've run series with them. I've played with them. And I have to say, it'll be interesting to see how our DePaul squad faces up against them. We have Big East, which we play against. But, if you want to see this actual content between DePaul and UConn, we're going to take a short break, get everything figured out for the next game, and we'll see you back in a minute. We are back.
Hey!
Yeah. Uh, I am sorry, Foof, but
We're good.
it is showtime, baby. Seems like players, that they will be eventually joining back. It's okay. I just realized on the lobby setup, is still DePaul versus Northeastern in game, but it's okay. It's okay for a short second. Totally, just imagine Northeastern says UConn or U Connecticut. That's all you have to worry about. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I've heard of home field cooking and home field advantage, but I've never seen it truly in the esports scene until now. They're going to give them the. Hey, it's the Huskies. They're going to come in and have to play here. So I'm excited to see what they bring to the table. Obviously, DePaul, if you did not see it in game one, they are resilient. They look to play with each other. And when someone isn't as hot, they play around their teammates and look to find a way. And that is what they do. I want to see what this UConn team brings to the table because they also won in a 2-1 fashion. It wasn't a clean sweep. It wasn't a run over as some teams may have. So I want to see what exactly they can bring to the table.
Well, what's interesting, I know someone mentioned over in the comments, Vensil, or I really hope I pronounced that right. I'm so
Vensil.
sorry.
It's Vince.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. It looks like everyone's joining. Fantastic. But as far as rank, I believe as far as DePaul is GC and higher, and same with UConn. I believe GC and higher as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of very highly talented players and a lot of quick gameplay. As you saw in game one, it's honestly a lot better than I am. I wish I was half as good as these guys, man. So I'm not gonna lie.
Foof, you're number one in my heart.
Dude, listen, top of the hearts, bottom of the scoreboards. That's how I live my life, but that's how these teams can't be living theirs. And so, obviously, familiar names: Black Wraith, My Bike, and Shikoki still in the blue for DePaul University, but UConn rocking Anton, Disaster, and Droiz. So it's going to be up to them to set the tone. DePaul and UConn, both teams coming off of big wins, so they're going to be looking to start early.
And like I was saying before, My Bike with those demos right away, and also UConn was very, very strong. They got a demo on Black Wraith, I believe, and it seems both teams are trying to set the tone and make it as aggressive as possible, which is great to see.
Really not a tentative start from either side. They both come out guns shooting, and now shooting is Anton, but turned away by Shikoki. Disaster looking for a dish off the backboard. Technically, Droiz was there, but it was not enough. Now Black Wraith over to My Bike. My Bike, though, just a hair too excited that Finnick couldn't find the touch. Shikoki has to pass it back. Droiz is up. That ball's flying towards DPU's side. Black Wraith getting a demo from Shikoki that gives him a lot of time and a lot of space. My Bike credited with the save. DPU in a bit of a tight spot here, but the clear coming from My Bike gives them some breathing room.
And one thing I have to say, I told you, Anton goes for those aerial plays. You saw it right off the bat. He was going for that aerial shot, and it was pretty solid until the ball came in clutch and blocked it. But I'm definitely interested to see, like you said before, early in the series, game 1, minute and a half in, and it'll be cool to see the true colors of each team's offense and defense.
That was a really fun play there. My Bike had, I believe it was Black Wraith in front of him, and you could see the play beginning to get there, but the touch wasn't enough. The DPU already trying to find some early passing plays. Anton's up, though. Beat out by Black Wraith. That Octane doing work still here in series number 2, as it did in series 1, mind you. Disaster trying to push it out, but gets beat by Shikoki. Droiz waiting for it here. Another big 50. My Bike on the outside looking in, though. Anton clears it for now. Black Wraith off the corner, looking for one, but Disaster spelling disaster for this DPU attack.
I have to say that, who else is doing work in this event?
Who?
You, Foof. You're doing some work tonight.
I'm just yelling at Carball, man. But right now, Shikoki and DPU are put on the backboard because this orange side of UConn, they are putting the pressure. Droiz beat by My Bike, though. Very good read in that Finnick. That box car pushing it all the way. Anton off the backboard, able to clear it out. But Black Wraith standing tall at midfield, able to slow it down for his team for now. Up is Disaster. Disaster beat by one. Droiz trying to find a shot, but My Bike, I swear, it just looks like a free safety sometimes, just flying around the middle of this pitch, intercepting any ball that comes towards her net. She has been that safety for whoever is that third man back.
Oh, 100%. And one thing that I've noticed is this series has been much slower as far as goal-wise than the last one. It's, 3 minutes, 10 seconds into this game, and literally nothing has happened so far, which is good. It's neither good nor bad, but, once that goal happens, there won't be much time to recover from it for either team.
Here's the thing that is a little bit worrying for me if you're a DPU fan. There are 0 shots on this blue scoreboard. You need to find some offense right now because they've been hemmed in a lot of the time as Droids can't get there. Disaster finds the touch. He's got Anton. Anton, though, third man pack, knows that they were that last bastion. Ball got anywhere. Droids, though, finds another touch, and there's 3 cars there, but it's not enough.
Bound to happen that goal. That UConn was just on top of it shot after shot. Not necessarily a shot, just keeping it in DePaul's quarter. So that, honestly didn't surprise me. UConn was able to get a goal off of it. It is so hard to stay on top of defense when you're being battered by the other team.
Well, it's about finding control. It's about finding boosts. And honestly, it's finding clears and not giving one to them. But Droids finds another one here off of the assist on the kickoff.
I have to say, I'm telling you, these aerial plays by UConn, especially with that shot from Droids, that is so hard to read. Looks like he's going to shoot it top corner. Actually slots that right in the middle of the goal. That is so hard to read, to be honest.
To be honest, yeah, it's a terribly difficult read. Is there anyone back? Blackwraith, though, has to start something here as DPU down a pair of goals with only a minute left. Anton passed one, has some more control, and another touch there. Anton to perfection to the back of the net.
I have to say, this game isn't looking too hot for DePaul, but, it seems like UConn is getting a little bit into their heads. I mean, I honestly, teams get in my heads all the time. It's so hard to get past that barrier, especially when the other team is one goal after another.
Still, I think the most important thing for DePaul is they need to find a shot. Just get one on the scoreboard because it is 9-0. It is infinitely more than DePaul has 10-0 as Disaster makes it 11, and the 11th is the issue as another goal goes in. The UConn Huskies on the hunt, and they are finding anything and everything.
They're just going completely off of DePaul's mistakes. It's like they're just there, which is crazy. I mean, both teams have been playing very, very solid tonight, but UConn is just finding every nook and cranny to push past. And you can definitely see it, Disaster with that last play, Anton with I believe it was the first goal. It's just been one after another. And almost a 5th one. I take it back with a 5th one. There it is, yeah.
So the doing some effort from DePaul, they're getting a little bit spread out, and once that ball gets loose, there is no one there to back them up. Anton, Droids, and Disaster, there is always a orange car waiting and ready, Spoons, when that ball becomes jarred loose.
The one thing that's very, very unfortunate is that, when you get to this point, like, you can already see a little bit of panic, especially in the car's body language. It's just you have such a small amount of time to get anything done, and the minute you make a mistake, it just cuts that time even smaller. And so DePaul's kind of running. At this point, it's very, very difficult to get 5 goals. I'm not going to lie, 10 seconds is not a lot of time, but it seems they are not giving up, which is amazing.
But still, the elusive fur will not find its way, and that's the telltale for me. They just have to find a way to put it on target, because when you put the ball in front of your net, in front of your opponent's net, Spoons, what is it? Good things happen. That's exactly what UConn did. The Huskies, what was it? 13 shots? They were peppering the backward. They did a great job of finding that first opportunity and not giving it up. They had second, third, and fourth shots off of either saves, backboard touches, or passes, and that is what breaks such good defense, especially when there were 6 saves on the side of DePaul.
I think that's quite impressive. Almost said 7 goals, my bad. 5 goals, but then DePaul also blocked 6 of them. That's pretty nice. That's pretty hard to do. But then again, UConn did not have any what's it called, saves, because DePaul did not get a shot.
And a good friend of mine once told me in four-mans, if you're getting saves, it means you're not shooting, you're not scoring. And that right now is what happened to DePaul. They got hemmed in. And this is what happened in the second game of Series 1. They got hemmed in. They got kind of stifled at that midfield and then could never truly break out, except for a quick pass or a quick clear that then either in series one, it turned into a shot and possibly a goal. In this, they got nothing from it. So they have to find a different way to play the game. Personally, I think you need to find passes in your own end to pass to clear, or look for a big time 50 at midfield if you have someone backing you up. There was just a couple times with missed touches and there was no one home. And let's be honest, UConn is too good of a team to allow anything like that to happen.
And there's also only so much you can do because in theory, you know, you could have some good passes, you can have really good 50s, but like you're saying, if you don't have the right positioning for it, then it's not going to do anything. Because if you just pass it mid, no one's mid, you're giving the ball away. So DePaul needs to find their groove as far as when to do the passes, when to take the 50, and when to even lose the ball sometimes.
But there it is again, striking in transition. A mistouch from my bike makes Shikuki have to clear it. Anton intercepts, and then Droy slams it home.
It was unfortunate. This is right back to series on goal right away. First 30 seconds, like you're saying, almost like a curse. Both good and bad for each team. But, you know, hopefully DePaul can get their groove, like I was saying, and really show UConn what's up.
Right now, both teams playing for their winners bracket life, as now UConn looks to put this series away in only 2 games. DePaul down a goal early, have to find a way back in. Droy's tried to find another one. Disaster, a lot of room here, but the soft touch gets it under 1. But there were 2 blue cars back in the wing. Blackwraith 15 hard there. Anton finds the touch, but the only card he'll find is that box of the Finnick on my bike.
I like how you put that. That one was good. But it's definitely, UConn is on the attack. They're getting those demos. They're taking really nice hits. I just saw Anton there. Even though it didn't go anywhere, it kept the ball in the
touch.
ball.
Oh, Blackwraith knows to the third back, knows their teammates are both up, but did not want to pull the trigger, and that might be dangerous as Shikuki can't get home. The transition play finds DPU just a little bit too far up.
And unfortunately, Blackwraith did miss the ball, and it led to Shikuki not having enough time to get that save. If he got it, that would have been fantastic, but you know, there's still 3 minutes 40 seconds left. Should I say 3 minutes 43 seconds left? Really anything can happen, as we've seen throughout this whole event tonight.
I wouldn't say so much of this, it was just a call-off, and I'm fine with that. It just ended up Shikuki cheated up, expecting either a touch there or going for the boost, and that just drew him out. We were talking about positioning. Just a small error like that, and the Huskies pounce. I mean, I wouldn't expect a dog to pounce, but they have done it time and time again. That is 7 unanswered goals. As Blackwraith, though, finds a touch here, but somehow it is denied a shot. The ball now throwing back into the middle. My bike, though, can't find the dunk. Blackwraith throwing it back once again. This is what you want to see DePaul do as they start knocking on this door. Blackwraith throws it back towards it. He's got to find another touch here, but the bump comes through. That orange Finnick stymieing any offensive opportunity.
And can I just say, as far as the team's pouncing, so far on this game, there's only been 3 shots on goal, which is a big difference from the last game. But even though there's only been 3 shots, UConn has sunk in 100% of their goals so far. Pressure
being put on again and again. DPU at halftime have to find something. And I'll be honest, they need to find it now. They don't score in bunches. They don't put a lot of goals on net. And usually, Spoons, I gotta say that's usually a magic number that I like to talk about, and most teams that magic number is 3. That means you can allow that third goal to go in, and that is probably your number where you can't overcome it. I'd say DePaul sits at 2 right now. If they give up 3 goals, that makes it a lot harder to come back because they don't score fast. They score pretty, and they score when there was a mistake. And sometimes, like a team like UConn, you do not see mistakes because Disaster is pixel perfect in the net, making a pinch save backwards.
And you know, I feel like definitely with the different amount of time that you have left, there's a different magic number. And especially at this point, I agree that once it gets to that third goal, it's going to be so hard. It's almost a minute and a half left in this game to be getting a goal, especially, or 3 goals against a team like UConn when they're so aggressive. They take every single opportunity that they need.
That was a dangerous place to be if you're a UConn fan. That was all 3 orange cars in a very confined area, but there's no clear his Disaster. The squishy save coming from Shikuki, the highlight play maybe, but saves aren't going to get you a win here at DePaul. They need to find something, and Shikuki 50ing with my bike. They're able to push it out for now. Has some control, has that octane twirling, trying to find the soft touch. I like the attempt there, but the ball goes underneath. Shikuki trying to find another one here off the pass from Blackwraith. My bike is up, but Anton is quicker. ball. Beginning to stagnate at midfield. Droys throws it up into something, trying to find it. I don't know if that's a favorable touch, and Shikuki overruns it. My Bike has had a ton of touches like that, throwing it all the way, technically a shot, but this time it's saved by Disaster.
And you know, DePaul, they're getting those passes like you called out. It's like the last series. If there's a goal, yo, they can do it.
Does it again.
They can do it. 42 seconds. Easy goal.
If
money.
If there was a mistouch, My Bike puts it on. There was one in the first game, in the first series, the Octane backflips. My Bike's there. This one, a backflip, and guess what? My Bike is there. That cuts the lead in half. DePaul University trying to stay on the winner's side here. Only down one singular goal. Back pass to Droys. Droys trying to bang it on, but it's too far left. But he comes back with another touch, able to put UConn back up by 2.
That first touch, I'm not going to lie, it looked like Shikuki was trying to get a pass. It was a little too soft, and I knew when Droids was there, that was dangerous. He was in dangerous territory. I was scared. I was frightened, and then he scored.
Stall on the kickoff here. My Bike pushes it on. Disaster, though, waiting in the wing. Good patience there coming out from the UConn players. They understand they have 20 seconds to defend a pair of goals. They have one to give. Black Wraith waiting for it off of Shikuki. Shikuki passing it on. I like the touch here from Black Wraith. He's going to drop it down. Droids, though, in the goal and ready, but that was not made. It went off the crossbar instead. Disaster looking for Droids in the corner. I like the redirect attempt, though. He's going to find the pass out. Disaster, though, too close to the middle. So unable to catch that pass. My Bike trying to find a feels good goal. The ball bounces down. Shikuki and DPU want to put one more for the road, but I don't think an insurance goal is going to happen here.
Unfortunately, that looks like it's the end of the series. Both teams, I'm telling you, they're hungry for it. UConn, the Huskies, like you're saying, they pounced for it. They're the Wolves. You saw them go crazy. They definitely played extremely strong. I think both teams are solid, but UConn was able to play off of DePaul's mistakes much better than DePaul was able to play off UConn's mistake. And UConn overall, they just did not stop. It was one thing after another and another. And unfortunately, you know, that led to DePaul losing that series. But that doesn't mean they're completely out. They still have
Double
one more
elimination.
chance. Exactly.
Well, UConn moves on. I believe that was the semis, right? Yes, it was the semis. So UConn moves on to the finals, waiting to see who comes up from this loser semis. You're going to have DePaul moving down from this, and I believe coming through my earpiece, we had Xavier and Butler, the combination winning over top, correct?
Yeah, they did. So I believe this will be a rematch between DePaul and Northeastern. Didn't think that would happen twice in a row or twice tonight, but looks like they get to battle it out one more time, which I think will be interesting. Both teams know how each other plays, and it'll be fun to see how they play against each other.
So is the bracket wrong? Because the bracket says Butler and Xavier moved on. That was what I got.
Oh, I am I am so
we won't
sorry.
Get the rematch.
My brain was on that roll. Like, we just moved on from like the winners bracket to losers. So I'm like, oh, this is exactly what happened with the last team. Yes, you were correct. Even though you just said that, I am so sorry. Yes, Broseph, caster bias. Yes,
Whoa.
I love Northeastern. I love you guys.
I'm unbiased. I'm unbiased as a man wearing a DePaul University shirt and DePaul hat on a DePaul University event can be. So, but that is, I believe, who is. So, Spoons, are we still doing the break deal?
Yes, we'll take a quick break. This time, I will not mess up the team names where it says DePaul Northeastern when it's DePaul and UConn, but I'll get it DePaul and Butler Xavier. But we'll be right back in a minute.
See the frontal system on there that begins at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then you'll see the cloud pattern move until 2 o'clock this afternoon. So as of that time, of course, the front was way off in the northwest. couple of high-pressure cells behind it. Pockets of low pressure and a fairly heavy band of rain showers and snow all the way from the eastern portions of Montana down to western sections of Nevada. And of course the massive high picking up warm moist air from the south, bringing it northward. So when the two masses collide over Kansas, we are looking for some precipitation, and we'll talk about that.
This would be called the losers finals.
Wait, I have some sick glasses.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to cut you off there. Maybe you can find your spoons while I have mine out. But here we are with the second to last possible match of the night. DePaul University hosting the event and now hosting the combination of Butler and Xavier. They have had to fight that under losers bracket all the way to here. DePaul losing out to the finalist UConn. So both of these teams playing for a shot at a rematch to UConn. UConn is the team that beat both of these teams. So now it is up to them to set the tone and win this best of three.
And I have to say, before we get into it, I think it'll be interesting with Butler and Xavier mashup to see how they play together, because they do have a good synergy. And it'll be interesting to see how they face up against DePaul.
Well, DePaul coming off of very rough games there. 0-2, you hate to see it. But Butler and Xavier winning that one. They have a little bit of momentum here and have gotten their legs underneath them. And both of these teams, like I said, playing for the chance, the opportunity, mind you, Spoons, to fight for that final in the grand finals. So once again, folks, if you've been here for the first two series, it's the same three: Shikuki, Black Wraith, and My Bike, repping the blue for DePaul. But this time, Butler and Xavier have Kai, Astro, and Broseph.
One thing that I love about, at least with Butler and Xavier, they're both very pass-driven teams, and I'll see it when I play against them, when I play with them, that they're very open, and they're also very open to going for those solo plays. And you obviously see that from DePaul too. So if you could see the combination between those two teams go against each other, that would be fantastic.
See, you keep saying open, and all that sticks in my mind is I had a buddy that I played football with. He was a receiver. He claimed to be 7'11" because he was open 24/7. That's what both teams are hoping for on their offensive end here. Black Wraith winning the 50 there. He's got no boost, but a lot of time here. Kai playing slowly, dangerous in front of their net. But I feel like Butler and Xavier needed to come up with like a combination name because there's a lot of love. There's not no love lost. There's a lot of opportunity I think lost that could have been a fun name. But I think I'm gonna do personally is I'm gonna go Butler one time and then Xavier the other. So we give them equal love. But right now Xavier has the ball out. They've got to win it in front of their net. But Black Wraith and DePaul, a lot of room gifted to them. Broseph in front of his net, able to get a clear for now.
So far, this mashup Butler Xavier team, they've been struggling to keep possession. DePaul's always there. They're taking 50s, or the Butler Xavier mashup is just giving the ball away. As you see right there, the ball's just given to Shikuki, and it is taken to the corner where they can do whatever they want, or DePaul can do whatever they want with the ball.
We're going to take this one Twitch chat here. We're going to go with Xavier because that is so much easier on my mind. Xavier winning that one for now, but Shikuki and DePaul just kind of waiting outside of that goalie box. There's my bike. They have been deadly at midfield, but this time unable to find this touch. Black Wraith has to beat Astro here and does. Astro very late on the touch there, rotating ball size. Broseph. So an interesting play here developing. DePaul had a little bit of cheat from Shikuki. An interesting touch as my bike 50s at midfield. Astro and Xavier, a lot of room to work with.
Even DePaul has a lot of room to work with. Right there were no defenders from Xavier really doing much. There's two in the corner, one in net, and Shikuki had all the time in the world to do whatever he wants.
Now an opportunity arising as Astro pass one, pass another one. There's no one back. Shikuki running home at Astro. Looks for Kai. Kai can't put it on, ends up putting it off of Astro. That near post shot turned into some friendly fire. Black Wraith winning the touch right now, but Kai waiting for it at midfield. I like this play, but he overruns it. My bike didn't expect it either. Has to slam on the emergency brake as all of a sudden the ball was just in front of her Finnick.
One thing that seems to be throwing this Xavier team is I just saw my bike completely just slow down the play. Xavier's moving so fast, and then my bike just, hits those emergency brakes.
Oh,
almost a goal. But my bike hits those brakes, and then it seems, they don't know what to do for a second. They have to kind of be like, oh, they're not throwing the ball away, or they're not going super quick. What do we do?
Well, it's up to both of these teams to break this tie at 0-0, folks. The losers final here. Shikuki up to my bike. My bike puts a prodding touch on, but it is not a shot. Once again, Kai 15 with Black Wraith at midfield. Shikuki is up, but Astro wins this one. Kai and Broseph there, trying to win it now, but cannot. Astro looking for a touch out midfield. Tries to win one, and a dunk coming through off of Kai, and that's how this tie is broken.
That was so unfortunate. You had two DePaul players right on top of each other, and that's just so hard to beat, especially when you get a dunk like that. Goes right into a corner, and that is just so quick as well.
A 1-goal deficit sitting for your DPU team as my bike has some control here at midfield. They want to find some offense and find it quickly, but that mistouch does not give them a good start. Broseph looks for the flick to Astro. Astro is in the air. You talked about the plays in pregame, and there was one there. Just no way to finish that one as the jump was just a little bit too quick. Astro, though, finds the pass back, looking for Broseph. Broseph divide by Shikuki. The ball stagnating on DePaul's half, and this is something we have seen begin to happen. It's a little bit of a pattern I don't think DePaul likes.
I do have to say, when you're this late in the game and that goal happens, it is so difficult to come back. We talked about this in the last series of UConn. I believe that was you too. And it's just, you have to make the play. If you don't make a thing down, 30 seconds, you have to do something.
My time is about 20-25 seconds as I want to see have left on the clock if I am down 1 goal. And that's what they technically have. But DPU, the clock is ticking, and there's no way to stop it unless you score. So, look for the pass to Shikuki. Shikuki off the backboard there. He's got my bike, but Astro climbs the ladder and denies it for now. And I think that was the last golden opportunity that DPU had. Kai wins the 50 at midfield. The ball's going to roll back down, bouncing on the ground, and Butler Xavier takes game 1.
Unfortunately, DePaul could not take that dub. Xavier, I'm telling you, they're on top of it. DePaul's also on top of it. I mean, you can see on Xavier, there are 5 total shots on goal, which is that is quite a few, and DePaul only had 2. So hopefully we see some sort of change. DePaul does have their groove, but obviously they need to get in the heads of the other team if they want to see succeed, or some sort of what's the word? Want to see themselves succeed going into the next game in the series.
Well, it is important for DePaul to get that offense back. When their offense is humming and they have shots and they have passes, they are one of the better teams in this tournament. When they shut down, it gets hard to play Rocket League when you're stuck in your own half, and that has been the thing for DePaul. When they get hemmed in, Spoons, they just start to, I don't want to say crack because they have really good defensive stands, but pressure either either burst pipes or it creates diamonds, and eventually you're going to run out of diamonds because they're very hard to find.
I really like the way you're putting in everything. It is really funny. Like I said, you're a great guy, but definitely DePaul needs to figure out how to get around Xavier's really strong offense, even their defense, because they cannot get really many shots on goal. I take it back.
Starting soon. We're going to start immediately. 6 seconds in. Hold your thought because Shikuki to Black Wraith, the connection you all want to see is how we start this game too.
You know, I've been telling you, DePaul likes those passing plays, and that is literally textbook material. Black Wraith gets that goal, no problem, and it seems they're sending that to him very quickly. Almost every game in the series has been that within 30 seconds. Someone's getting a goal, and DePaul is living up to that in this series, at least in this game.
Something that you see in a lot of sports is drawn up plays, be it basketball, football, soccer, hockey. Rocket League, you can hardly draw anything up because the ball is almost perpetually in motion. Kickoffs are the only time you can think of anything up, and that is exactly where DePaul took a strike there. So, kickoff to perfection as DePaul is up 1 goal here. Broseph and Xavier have to win something there. Black Wraith dunking on one. Kai in the corner here. Shikuki, a near post opportunity, but can't find the touch. Kai still in a lot of trouble. The bump coming through from Broseph, denying any kind of touch. Oh, that's beautiful, but Shikuki, a better stand. The enemy of good and great is perfection, and that was a perfect stand in front of the net. Black Wraith in down, looking for Shikuki. My bike, though, doesn't want to push this one.
Well, one thing that worries me going into the series, you're already seeing Xavier getting quite a few double commits, and it is not helping them in any way. I mean, double commits are bad in general, but it's really, they're struggling with getting shots on goal. DePaul's just there to block it. It's very easy to read, or both people are up, and DePaul can clear, no problem.
As you said, it is those striking moments that are important, and right now, Butler and Xavier, they've had a couple of opportunities, but those double commits have not helped them in the end. But they have allowed for that pressure begins to mount. They do not give up a ton of room, and they find these really exuberant touches. So My Bike keeps it out for now, but you can't deny a ball like that for long. Broseph cleans it up.
It seems like there's a little bit of confusion with Black Wraith and Shikuki there. They're kind of just sitting in mid, and then when the ball gets pushed back, it puts the Black Wraith and My Bike in a very awkward situation. So that was unfortunate to see, but Xavier did benefit off of that play.
My Bike giving up the ball here is now running home as Shikuki. A very good clear, but I'm not exactly thrilled about the follow-up. It's just dump and chase beginning to appear once again as both teams push that ball out and then run and boost after it to kind of create offense. Kai, though, really good pass off the backboard. Astro, a better touch, and Kai can't find the finish, though. A very solid performance coming out from this DPU defense once again, and we know that this defense has chops. They have sustainability. They have that just true ability to defend the lead, but they don't get leads for long if they give up so much pressure. But there is Shikuki again, an epic save, given 75 points for their effort. Black Wraith running in transition here, trying to beat one, the ball out to the middle. Shikuki, that soft touch, but it's soft so much that he couldn't even get it.
And unfortunately, with that play, that leaves My Bike as third man, and even though that happened, they're getting a nice passing play going. But unfortunately, Astro gets off the backboard and leaves it up for Broseph to try and get a goal.
You have to get up here. A beautiful save from My Bike, twisting, getting the Savior medal to her name. That was an important moment and possibly the turning point. You give up that goal, you are down, but that keeps it tied. DPU now still hemmed in their own side, but the boost issue is not their own. The orange team getting low here as Xavier and Butler gave up so much of their resources for that shot. Shikuki beat by Kai, but there is still no backup on this Butler side. The ball bouncing back up. That's a double commit once again. Astro cuts off his teammate in midair. Black Wraith does not get the boost, but has the ball for now. Has some room, has some space, getting bumped as Broseph puts it back. Shikuki out to midfield, trying to find My Bike, but it's just a hair too far.
One thing we're talking about, I believe, in the last series with the idea of when to take those 50s, when to lose ball, passes, whatever, it seems Xavier is really struggling to get a good 50s. They are having some decent ones, but, they're taking his 50s that go off of the corner, off of the backboard. It doesn't really set up anyone for success. And so DePaul is completely taking advantage of that, and they're able to stay in the game no problem.
1-1 Spoons, 52 seconds left. DePaul has come out, a shot on everyone, but a dunk coming through from Broseph. That ball just arced so long, it just looked way too dangerous.
And what's worse is Shikuki had a nice safety, but that is so awkward. That is so hard to defend when you have someone coming in so hot as Xavier did at that moment.
Butler and Xavier, 2 teams, but 1 goal and 1 mindset. And I'll be honest, it's 2 goals technically because that is their score. They're up by 1. My Bike trying to find a touch here, but Broseph intercepting it, ends up pushing it straight down instead of that top corner. Wins the 50 in front of the opponent's net, though. The ball still here. Kai 50'd hard, and DePaul once again down with about 30 to 35 seconds left. But this time, they have to make it happen. Shikuki has the boost, has the ball, but loses it to Broseph. Broseph playing patiently here in the wing. I like the touch. That's a lot of DePaul balls up, but no one gets the clear. Shikuki able to stall it for now, but you can't stall it, DePaul. You have to find a goal. Broseph can't get the touch here. Black Wraith leaves the ball. Kai throws it up, looking to kill time, kill this game, and kill as the ball comes through and Broseph puts it away.
That is so rough. I'm telling you, it's when the attack doesn't stop. The whole series, Xavier has been one shot after another, one pass after another, just throwing the ball away. And that's just so hard to keep up with. And even though this was a strong series overall, Xavier was just able to outplay DePaul. And like I was saying, it's just so difficult to keep up with that, especially when you can't control the game. And in this case, Xavier had complete control in both of the games in the series.
The only thing you could ever ask for is, I'd say, just I want a little bit more shots. There was 13-3. When you get outshot by 10, it's incredibly hard to win. And I'll be honest, only losing by 2 goals is an incredible amount when you give up that many shots. So it's just up to DePaul to find a way to stagnate that pressure, be it midfield plays, be it boost control, be it just stronger clears or just better 50s. And that's going to take some time to go back and watch the film. But there was a ton of good film put on tape here, Spoons, in this nice matchup between, like you said, varsity and JV players coming together to play a couple of very good teams.
Oh, for sure. And I think this is overall a great experience for DePaul's team because, like I said, it's JV and varsity coming together. And the teams tonight are, like you're saying, so solid. And, you saw it with Northeastern, you saw it with UConn, and you definitely saw it with Xavier. And it was crazy to see, like I said, that synergy between, what's it called? I'm blanking out, between Broseph, Astro, and Kai. Even though they're on 2 different teams across, definitely across the country, there's Butler and Xavier, and it was great to see how they're able to come together. Unfortunately, my team, they lost, but
Nature of this thing.
well, it's not a failure if you learn, and they will for sure learn. That's how I see it.
Well, listen, this is the off-season tournaments. You take these with a grain of salt, but it's just a great learning time and a lot of pace building. So you get that time to get your players back and get some room, and it's a big learning experience. And get it on the stage and have it in front of everyone. That's really what this is about. And you folks at home, this is the first round match that you missed. UConn riding the winner's bracket all the way to the end, defeating DePaul. And then Xavier and Butler losing in the first round, having to beat the Gauntlet to make it back to the finals, and they have done just that, Spoons. And I think we're going to be taking a short break, right?
Yeah, we'll be taking another minute break. We're going to get everything set up, and we're going to get the finals rolling. Okay.
Welcome back. Sorry for the quick cutoff. We got to get into it. The teams weren't ready. It's grand finals time, or they were ready. We weren't. They were. So grand finals time here. UConn sitting in the blue. You have Anton Droys and Disaster going against, I'll be honest, the upset machine right now. That has been that lower bracket miracle run by Astro, Kai, and Broseph in play here. So it's going to be up to them in the orange to start it off strong here. Anton, though, trying to find it. Oh.
I am so sorry. But I have to say, both teams are starting strong. It's just they both have one attack after another, both on offense.
Oh, it's that game one feel, especially when you have that breakneck pace beginning to just kind of form as Kai is up. Droys, though, standing tall. This is where a break, technically for UConn, they had a one-game just kind of drought where they got to watch their opponents play, where Xavier and Butler, they had a chance to play. They got the win. They had that momentum. So this is the moment to set the tone if you are this combination team in the orange. They want to find a quick goal and knock UConn down before they get truly warmed up, because UConn, they have run through this tournament. They won against these guys in the first series. They beat DePaul. They are now riding high and only have to win this one series, and it'll be all theirs.
And this series, if you do not know, is a best of 5. That was a close shot by Astro, but unfortunately cannot sink it. But it is a best of 5, and hopefully, you know, it'll be a close series like the past, however many we've had so far have been, like 4 or 5.
It is really just, sometimes best of 3s don't give you the full story on teams, and best of 5s allow the narrative and allow these teams to just get a really good feel for each other, because you have to play those 3 at least. So Anton, Droys, and Disaster, they have looked good in the short, but now becomes a little bit more of a marathon as they now have one, possibly more game to tackle, unless they lose one between here and there. Disaster fiftered very hard there. Asher running underneath of it here, but ends up handing it off. UConn has a lot of space. Going to take the long shot. Broseph able to deny that one as they were that last man back.
It seems UConn, it happened in that DePaul series, it's happening again. They're taking those opportunities for those open nets and Astro. Now, Xavier's taking those opportunities, but they're just sinking it in. They're waiting for no one to be back, and they just full send it. In this case, Astro got a nice flick, and it got past all the defenders.
I don't know how you did it. You said open net, and then 2 blue cars went opposite ways. I mean, the river parted. There was nothing there. There was no defense to be spoken of. Both players went for boost, and I'll be honest, UConn, you can't give up free shots like that, because Astro has been putting on a performance ever since that losers finals and carrying it into this one in the grand finals. You cannot let a player like that continue to stay hot. Giving them a goal early allows them just that. Kai looking for Broseph out the midfield. I like this play here. A lot of control, but Disaster sniffing that one out and stalling in front of his net. Now doing some more offensive work here, trying to find a shot, and does, but it's turned away by none other than Astro.
I'm telling you, I have a caster's curse. I don't know how, but it just keeps happening over and over again, and there's nothing I can do about that.
Anton winning on 1. He's got to beat Kai and beats 2 here because there's no one home. Broseph runs back, and now a 51 by UConn, but there were no Huskies there to support their teammate. Kai has control, trying to find another touch. He's going to bounce it near post. Now Droys and Anton double committing. A dangerous read as Kai is up. I love the pass. I love the cherry picking, but the execution leaves a hair to be desired here as Xavier and Butler have the control. They have the ball. They have the possession. They have the lead, but they don't have another goal as Kai can't find a touch either.
And it seems they can't get the other goal. Like I said, it's towing out the corner. No good. And obviously saw Kai, or it was Kai or Astro took the solo play out through the corner, and it virtually just gave the ball to UConn.
Disaster wins it there, and a missed touch gives him a lot of room here, but Kai gets the demo. UConn was looking for a pass, but it was sniffed out before it even came to fruition. The doozy attempt coming from Droys, and now the ball rolling back. Disaster passing back out, looking for Anton. Anton does not find the touch this time, though. Kai up in time, and I like the dish there, making Disaster have to run back home. Back pass, and none other than Anton. Anton has looked beautiful at points tonight, and there it is, another display of finesse as they control the ball, but it stalls. Droys throwing it on, but once again, none other than an Orange Octane waiting in the wing and able to stop that one.
And I have to say, this is the time that no one can make mistakes. We saw that with the whiff from Anton, and then when he got blocked, and there it is. I'm telling you, my curse, I said this is the time not to make mistakes, and what happened? What happened? They get scored on again. But I don't know how I...
It was just a mistouch. I talked about the 9-iron and the chip. That was just a line drive. Caught it full send, Spoons, directly on a line into the back of the net. A true missile. As now it is a 2-goal deficit for the Huskies, and there is a reason why that series went 2-1. They did not go bump into the night in that first winners series. So Astro and Xavier want to make a stand here. Kai out at midfield 50 and looking to protect this 2-goal lead, and I think they'll take game number 1 with a series. No, it's going to be 3-0.
Xavier, they're out for blood. They're just putting this game into no overtime, complete win. You know, like I said, 3 seconds left. Anything can happen, but I think they have it in the bag for game 1.
I don't think you can score 3 goals in 3 seconds. I think 2
Not
seconds.
With that attitude. Not
no,
with
I
that
think
attitude.
mathematically it's impossible. They tried to find another one there, and UConn has to get a save. Xavier coming out, guns blazing, riding that wave of momentum, folks, and taking the very first game in this best of 5 off of UConn, who has up to this point looked nigh unstoppable when they get going. And that was the thing, Spoons. They didn't get going yet. And so when that pull star gets going, you might see this UConn team take off.
No, but the thing is, if they have lost it and Xavier has it, this could go into a 2-series matchup. We could have 2 best of 5s to
Bracket
really
reset.
That one. You know how to finish off my words. I appreciate it. But you know, like we've said, only time will tell. But I'm very excited to see that Xavier is holding up very well against this UConn team.
Well, it's rare you see combination teams do as well as Butler and Xavier had, but I think it's just because of a lot of cohesion behind these teams. There's a pair of players. I think it's Astro and Kai on Butler and then Xavier on Brosive. So these guys obviously have known each other. They play a lot. And you said it, these two teams have a passing mentality. So when you look to pass first, and you have a team that also looks to pass first, really it just kind of becomes plug and play. So these teams have a lot of good reads as UConn finds one there, but a big-time save. Brosive denying that one at the final moment. Kai and Astro protecting their own in is now 30 seconds to pass. Droids unable to win that one. Astro is up, but an unfavorable read as he ends up giving it back. It's going to bounce down here. No, he's giving a lot of space here. Puts it up to Brosive. Disaster, though, killing that one in front of his own net.
You know, UConn may have really good reads, but it seems Xavier has better reads. As you saw right there, that was almost an open net, and Astro just came in and swooped for the save. And even Kai right there, they're able to take it up and clear it. It gives them so much time. And even though, you know, you see UConn going for a passing play, it's just given up to their own corner. So now Xavier can do what they want.
Well, I can't put either other way because both of these teams are looking at shots and they are trying to find different angles. And it's been a fun chess match so far in game number 2. It was just a scoring bonanza in game 1 for Xavier. So it's up to UConn to answer the call. And you know what? They did. UConn knows how to answer calls. They know how to step up, man.
You know, they may have stepped it up there, but they finished. They have to fully commit and get it all the way in. Because unfortunately, as you saw right there, another open net, and unfortunately another.
Oh, that's not going to be another miss as Astro finds the dish from Brosive. A beautiful read in midair to find your teammate behind the defense, and there is no one home.
Unfortunately, you know, I guess fortunately, you know, Xavier is taking lead. I'm more of a UConn stan, not gonna lie, there's a little bit of bias. I love you, Anton, Droids, and Disaster. But you know, there's still so much time to be had in this game and series.
I have no real way either way. I'm just enjoying and hoping for more Rocket League. So it's important for both of these teams to continue to play their game. UConn, they're finding passes. They found more shots this game, but Xavier and Butler, they have the single goal that gets them out ahead, and they continue to have these pressures that make UConn recoil and have to give up room. Droids runs back to it here under 1, trying to find some touch here. The ball on the sidewall. Astro, though, denying it once again. Anton passed one, but 50 beautifully by Kai.
And I have to say, UConn keeps getting these moments where they can succeed, but then, you know, there's either a block by Xavier, or you saw there's a demo, and it just completely stops the play.
Chance here for Broseph, an open net that's not going to find its way in, but the double tap coming through. 2-2 clean, and it's a 2-goal lead.
You know, I'm very glad to see that happen. That was a beautiful shot. Broseph got an amazing double touch, and, you know, UConn's starting to run out of time. There's still 2.5 minutes left in this game, but like I said, anything can happen.
You can't put time right now because it's just under halftime, a ton of time left. But the issue is, you as a team that's down go, hey, we have a ton of time to score 2 goals. The team that scored 2 goals, we have a ton of time to extend our lead, and that's exactly what Xavier and Butler want to do. They do not want to let their foot off the gas pedal. They want to look for another one as Kai denied once again by Disaster. Kai still has control here at midfield, trying to beat one, but Anton plays slow. Broseph off the infield pass.
Oh.
It's almost disgusting.
Now, do you think that UConn is that same standard where it's 3 goals and it's over? Do you think that's still the case in this game?
I haven't
Right.
had as large of a sample size from UConn, and UConn scores in bunches. I want to see how much they can overcome here, but right now, I'd say in this series, no. They didn't score much in game 1. They seem to be coming out cold and a little flat. Anything is happening and everything is going right as Astro scores another one. It's 4-0.
I have to say, this is quite surprising. You know, unfortunately, it was a whiff, and Troyes did not expect that miss there. But I honestly think there's still time. If, you know, like you're saying, UConn can go on that roll, they could definitely come back, no problem. But that's a big what-if moment.
Well, how could our Summer Showdown finish in any other way, students? It started game 1 in series 1 overtime, right?
Yeah.
How could it not go to a bracket reset and force these teams to play another game? That is exactly what I'm doing, looking way too far ahead because it's only game 2. They have to win another one after this, but it is a 4-goal lead for Xavier and Butler. UConn has not been able to find much of an answer. They find chances, they find shots, but they cannot find the saves. This time, though, Anton reading that pass and able to deny that one. Troyes, though, left on an island. The double tap, he can't find it. Astro can't get there either.
You know, I'm very confident that UConn, if, you know, this is a loss for this game, they can come back and win the series. If not, you know, that bracket reset, you know, that's perfectly okay. But, you know, UConn has kept that very strong defense, but their defense is the part that's lacking just a little bit.
Again, if you're playing defense, you're not scoring goals, and that's the important thing here is they have to find more time off of their own end. They give them a goal and they get hemmed in, they find more opportunities. It's just really hard to get onto this orange half. Xavier and Butler have been playing almost pixel-perfect midfield defense. They set the trap up. They let you come to them and then stop anything you're doing. Right there, Broseph doesn't get his favorable touch right, but he's got 2 defenders behind him. He stalled the ball off his opponent and stopped his opponent. Now Astro the redirect. These midfield passes are too OP.
That takes Xavier to a 5-0 lead in game 2. They are just getting one thing after another. That's another shot. This time it was a redirect. That's just so hard to read. It doesn't look like it's going to be a goal, and then it's just in.
Butler and Xavier coming together. Maybe that is the equation we've been missing all along, Spoons. Butler plus Xavier maybe equals grand finals. And now it is important to them as Kai tries to find another touch there. Disaster able to sniff that one out. The Huskies have been just stalled. It is 0-5, and it looks like it's going to be a 0-2 start in this best of 5 in the grand finals.
You know, anything can happen in 0 seconds. You know, 5 goals are totally feasible within this time frame. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I take it back. I take it back. You know, it was a close one, but looks like we're going to go into game 3.
Game 3, the exciting moment. I'll be honest, Spoons, this is where I usually make my bread and butter. I love best of 5s. A good friend of mine tells me that you learn more about any team in game 3 in a best of 5. Game 3, you learn who the teams are. You learn what about them. Game 4, if it goes that far, you learn who's going to win the series because either one team wins it or you force that interest in game 5. So it's very important here for UConn. Games 1 and games 2, folks, have not gone their way, but they can let it all go. They can pull the brooms out and force that reversed sweep. So Butler and Xavier, They just want to continue. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Well, that's true. That is true. But who knows? Maybe their play style, it may not work well. They may start whiffing a bunch. They may start making a mistake. So that same play style may not be good for them. But like we're saying, anything can happen.
Well, anything can happen, and it's going to happen right here. Game 3, Grand Finals, bracket reset on the line, folks. UConn loaded in, Butler and Xavier loaded in. These teams are ready. We're going to put 5 minutes on the clock. Game 3, it is a 2-0 series lead for the underdogs coming from the losers bracket in orange.
I do have to say, I am quite surprised that UConn is struggling to keep up with this Xavier team. They're so strong in every other game that they played this tournament. But it seems this game, Xavier is just in their heads. They cannot get past it.
Kai waiting on that backboard here, trying to read Anton's touch, and does, but he ends up passing it out to Droids. Disaster trying to climb the ladder here, but can't. Just a little bit slow on the read there. An awkward pass turned into an even harder touch. Rosif running behind it, beats one, beats two. He's got to beat a third here. Droids is there, but he ends up passing it. Astro Kai, another touch, but it's not going to find its mark. That was in almost every time. Last game, a big-time save from Anton. Rosif oversteps, and that is how UConn turns it away. An important moment for them. That was the point they gave up goals last time. Droid finds one of his own, and UConn's on the board.
I think it's time for Butler to change it up, or Xavier to change it up. Look at that. Look at that pass. How Kai was going for the other guy, and just Droid just swoops in, gets the goal, no problem, gets a nice early lead into this game 3.
Game 3, 1-0. UConn with the fake kickoff possible strat there. I don't know what to comment on that one, but they have the lead. They have some momentum as Astro and company want to immediately wrestle back. They're putting the pressure back on Anton, and a double commit from him in Disaster. Droids, the last man back, has to play patient here near post. An unfavorable touch is a beautiful pinch. It doesn't hit the ceiling. It does. It bounces down, but won't find its way in. Kai given a lot of brevity here, trying to find Brosif, but Brosif can't go up in time. That bow tie won't find the back of the goal this one.
It seems Anton had a little bit of a messy start going into the start of this play, but they're keeping up really well, and they almost got a goal out of it, but Astro saves it to their corner.
UConn poised, looking like a rattlesnake more instead of a husky. They are poised, it's just waiting for the moment to strike. But so is Butler and Xavier, as now the pressure begins to mount. A good 50 from Asher, the ball still in the corner, but there is that man again. It's Anton getting that long arcing clear, something they missed tremendously in games 1 and 2. A beautiful read there as Asher pushes it out, but he is killed for his trouble. Troy's stalling it out once again.
It seems like UConn, they're the men with the plan. Oh, that was close, but man with the plan doesn't work here. All three of them are out of blood. Like you're saying, they're like rattlesnake now. And Xavier is just struggling. They keep hitting it to the corner, giving the ball away, and it just gives UConn more opportunities to get some nice passes or even a goal like we saw in the beginning.
That was a one-on-one opportunity. Now it's a one-on-two as Astro is there. You cannot give this Butler and Xavier team any midfield room. If it's a 2-on-1 or a 2-on-2, your defense is done.
And in this case, it definitely was. Butler Xavier is getting some crazy 50s and pinches. He keeps seeing dunks. In that case, Astro just won that 50. Fortunately, led to a goal for them.
Tie ball game here. Only 9 seconds past halfway. Astro is up trying to find the dunk and does, but it's not on. Anton credited with a save there. Droids puts it back. Kai backflipping into a Disaster, tries to flip the pitch and does. He had an open net, but put it way too far right. But that shot doesn't come to fruition, but it gives his team time. It gives them space, and it gives them the most important asset, boost. And now Anton using it beautifully, putting it under Kai. Disaster is up, past one there, but can't find a redirect to keep possession. Now 2 misses coming through. The tactical miffs beginning to mount. Astro demoed for his trouble as Anton gets some control back.
And it looks like Anton's going to try and get this pass to mid if he can stay with the ball. And unfortunately, Astro was there to get the block. And now they take it upfield. Let's see what they can do with that. But unfortunately, Droids is there for the block.
Anton now running back to his own goal. He got stuck in that no man's land. Disaster saves. Royce has to do it here. Broseph, though, overruns it. I thought I was going to see shot goal coming through from Xavier and Butler, but it was shot, unfavorable touch. Anton credited with the save and now given a big-time clear. Royce trying to find the redirect. That soft tire touch. He can't get it. Broseph, though, has to double off his own backboard, then throws Kai out of the way. A little bit of a scramble happening on this orange side. Disaster looking near post. Kai denies it. Astro able to throw it out and begin to give his team room.
And unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for Xavier, this is a defense. They're just on top of it. It seems UConn is now stuck again, unable to make any plays go through. You know, even though they push it upfield, almost get a goal, Xavier is just there for a passing play, for a block, for a clear, and a dunk, which led to a almost led to 2 shots, which led to goal, but that did not happen.
Kai tried to be the solo hero and just could not finish in the end. Broseph trying to make this read, ended up a little bit way too far out. Disaster killing Broseph for the trouble. Kai throws for the backboard, but the only thing he finds instead of a blue backboard is a blue octane of Disaster. Disaster, a beautiful touch mid. There's no player there, but there's no boost in Broseph's car. UConn break the tie with only 11 seconds left.
You know, I think there may not be a bracket reset, you know? Boys completely took over that play, and Disaster was there to help out with that pass. And it looks like this could go into game 4, but 11 seconds left on the clock.
This is an important moment for both of these teams. UConn fighting through adversity, fighting through 2 scoreless games to start this series in the grand finals. Find a way, folks, to take one back in game 3 and now push towards game 4. They have to carry that momentum. They have to find more opportunities. And honestly, they have to find more shots because that is 5-7. When you give up 7 shots to your 5, it is really hard to win Rocket Leagues like that.
100%. And the thing that was interesting watching this whole game was that each team, their shots were really, really accurate. Even when, you know, it was a small miss, it just grazed the sidewall. So both teams are definitely warmed up and they're definitely putting out their best.
It's going to be important to put your best foot forward here. The grand finals. You sound like a broken record putting it out, but these teams are laying it out on the line. 5 minutes on the clock. Both teams loaded in. Kai, Broseph, and Astro protecting a 2-1 series lead, trying to put this one away this time instead and force that bracket reset. Disaster, Anton, and Droids want to find another one and force a very hotly contested game 5.
They almost had that connection there, but it's so hard getting that pass when you have 2 people in net, and they're ready for it. When they can reach you, it's just over. As you can see right now, Anton almost got that solo play to mid, but Kai just cleats it all the way to the other corner. And Kai tried doing the exact same thing to UConn.
Oh, but a beautiful dunk there coming up from Anton. Droids is up, but can't find it either. Disaster, 1-on-1. He's got to beat Broseph and can't. Ball bouncing off Astro, a long arcing shot. Anton has to climb that rope and make the save. Ball bouncing in, there's Broseph, but too quick on the shot. I had to wince there because anytime the ball has been wafting midfield and there is a Xavier or Butler player, it has been a just slap shot towards UConn's net. You're expecting one there. Disaster to Anton, but it's too far back. Droids, though, that third man able to corral that one in time.
And one thing that I have to say is that Anton has really stepped it up within the last game or 2. You know, he was shaking out the cobwebs, so, you know, there are quite a few whips here and there, but Anton is on top of it, and his teammates are ready for his plays.
Oh, but the fake, he's got Kai up. Kai's can't get there, and Broseph, though, climbs it and gets it off the crossbar. Bar and out instead of bar and in. Disaster and Droids now on top of each other. Not where you want to see Huskies being, is now the spacing becomes an issue. Kai, one-on-one play. Doesn't get the demo, but got his teammate a chance. Anton, one-on-one on the other end. Broseph trying to protect the near post, but almost gives up the far post. Kai in a dangerous place to beat the ball back out the mid, but no UConn player around.
And as far as dangerous places to be, this ball is in such a danger zone. Both teams have had fantastic saves. It's so hard to read these, and unfortunately it has not led to any goal for either side. Yeah, it's so close, as you saw right there.
Another touch, another shot, and guess what, Spoons? Another tie as we get closer to halftime here. 0-0. 0. No one has been able to notch one yet. Disaster and company trying to just protect their life right now. As now Kai demos one. Astro finds a shot, but that's not going to be on target. Broseph passed one, but denied by Droids. Kai, backboard. No player there, and Anton able to clear this out in time.
Can I just say that so far, Anton has 4 shots on goal this game, and UConn or Xavier only has 2. And like I said, Anton is just trying to step it up. They're all ready to get this win, and they do not want to see a bracket.
Well, as you say that, Droids is able to strike from midfield off of the dish from Anton, you see those balls just begin to hang for so long. You know someone's going to find a favorable touch, and that's exactly what happened there. UConn taking full advantage.
I'm telling you, UConn does not want it. They're playing so aggressive. Both teams are. It's just one after another. At least, one play after another. Both teams are just ready to read it and play against it.
Disaster trying to win one here. He's got Droids waiting midfield, but they're just a little bit too far, but cleaning it up, playing the janitor role. Disaster able to finish that one.
No, unfortunately, Blayfield's gone 2 goals scored in a row. This time, only 20 seconds for a lead. But, I think this could be a Game 5 situation, but I may just have put my curse onto this game.
Well, it is a 2-goal lead, so if you're betting Manning's technically good right now, but a minute and 43 is a long time in Rocket League. You have to be careful here as Kai looks for one, but Broseph denies it once again. Anton throws it off the backboard. Got Droids in the wing. Droids, though, can't score from outside the goalie's box. A nice touch right from Disaster. Broseph getting the save and getting it clear, and now the flip has been scripted. UConn playing all the pressure ball, finding all the shots, and hemming in Xavier and Butler.
I think right now, UConn doesn't even need to score, or not. I know they don't even have to score. So, the fact that they're still getting these offensive plays and Xavier's just struggling to get shots on goal. And if they are, UConn is just ready for the play.
Well, Spoons, that's where something I like to talk about is called playing offensively defense. You're not a defensive team. You don't want to be in your own half. You don't like rotating in front of your net. Okay, that's fine. We know that we control the ball on offense. Let's get the ball in their half. Let's kill the clock. We might not find the shot that we want, but we're putting pressure on. We're not allowing them boost, and we're not allowing them space, and that is exactly what UConn is doing. Astro now running back. They need to begin to make something happen here. Ball stagnating on this orange half, and only 30 seconds left to come over 2 goals.
And as far as being made, they're getting out of the corner. Xavier's able to do that, but UConn is ready. As you can see, they just get another shot, which goes in. Okay, I did not expect that. That was a whiff on the Xavier side. Or tactical whiff, They're giving a sense of hope to UConn, and they're going to strike back any second.
That's just a hard read. You got all your momentum going forward, and you have to reach backwards, but it was just set off of the beautiful touch from Anton. Technically a shot on the first one, and then it bounces back, and a better read in the end. That allows UConn to mark another one on this scoreboard. Anton looking for Droids. Droids trying to find a redirect as Kai has to climb the ladder here and push this back out. Disaster and company started this series down 2 games. They looked dead entering this game number 3, then are able to take game 3. Now they have put 2 in a row. They take game number 4, folks. It is the grand finals of the Summer Showdown, and we are on the precipice of a game 5.
The tables have turned going into this series. Oh, they have so turned. It's funny. And you said, my boys over at UConn, I'm rooting for you. Same with Xavier, but I love UConn. I love you guys. But, it's definitely crazy to see how Xavier, they won, 5-0 on that second game? And now UConn just had to shut them out and to push into game 5.
Well, this is the hardest match I think the combination of Butler and Xavier is going to play.
Oh, for
sure. You have
sure.
given up 2 in a row. You were on the cusp of being eliminated, and it's reverse sweep. That mentality, some teams, it eat them alive. Some teams thrive in it. We get to see which of those squads, this combination of 2 teams is. UConn, they are awake. The sweeping dog has finally been awoken. I wish it was a little bit sooner and didn't give up 2 games to begin with because I wanted to see some more competition. But here we are, folks. Game 5 of the grand finals. UConn 2. The combination of Butler and Xavier 2, or formerly known, or more commonly known, Xavier. Xavier has a chance here as Kai doubling off the backboard. Can't get it early, and we almost had another sub 30-second goal.
You know, this is a little off topic, but did you put on glasses?
Droids, though, has an opportunity, and it's an open net. The post, the MVP. Disaster turns away, and I did. My eyes were a bit tired. Just Kai now flipping the ball back. He's got a lot of control here as Anton wins the 50. Now he looks to push it out. He's got a teammate, Droids, waiting in the middle of the pitch, but it's a little bit too short. That Finnick had to run back to it instead of being able to continue transitioning at full speed.
You know, we almost saw that 30-second goal happen. UConn is just on. They're the ones badgering Xavier. You know, Xavier was badgering DePaul in the last series, and they were badgering UConn in the beginning of all these attacks, but UConn is just showing them what it feels like to have non-stop attacks on their own end.
A double commit coming out from UConn. 2 Huskies in the air, and I gotta be honest, you don't want to see that here in Game 5. Maybe the nerves beginning to set in both of these squads. I'll be honest, you can feel them both sit up. You can feel them all leaning forward. This is a game they want to win. Astro looking for a pass off the wall here. He's got Kai. Kai looking near post, but Disaster rotating middle of the field. Sometimes you don't want to see that, but in threes, it is a necessity in giving up anything, and they stop that in transition.
And it seems later they just keep getting it in UConn's own corner, and so far it is not doing anything for them. As you can see, Anton is able to clear it, and it's given right over to Disaster by Kai.
Oh, but Droids has an open net. He's got to get it past it, and not enough of a touch. As that ball slowed down, Disaster and Anton double committing here. You don't want to see that come out. Anton trying to work his way back, and now they can't get the pass to find its way. It was drawn up to perfection. The cars were there. The touch just could not make it through. Broseph now trying to find a special pass in the zone, but it won't get to any of his teammates. Disaster puts a prodding touch on. A beautiful dish from Droids, but Disaster ran back. He went for boost instead of ball. Anton, though, denied by Kai, and somehow 18 seconds away from halftime, we are still tied.
And this being grand finals, you already know this is such a sweaty game, been a sweaty series. It's so unfortunate that UConn, they keep getting these close goals, and Xavier this time around, they are ready for it, and they are blocking it with
Droids and Disaster now waiting on their backside. Kai has to win a touch here and does, as I thought Astro was hunting for demos, but instead was just rotating for boost. Instead, Broseph is up, but so is Disaster. Quicker there is the Blue Octane. One-on-one, Astro giving up a lot of room and ends up making a save, but Anton given way too much space because of the 2-on-1 opportunity. That's a goal.
Disaster did amazing there, gave Anton so much time to roll up, and that 50 was unfortunately not hard enough to get the ball cleared, so Anton took advantage, got a goal, and put him in the lead with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go.
A 1-goal lead can almost evaporate at any time as
You almost said it there.
You feel it leaning forward, and that is exactly what Xavier and Butler want here. They want to try and find ways to make UConn uncomfortable. Anton waiting on the top of his post, but not a favorable spot to be as Broseph able to put that one in.
Disaster almost had that save. He barely just about touched it, but the ball sunk in by Broseph, which makes the game tied now.
Notch back up, only 5 seconds past, 2 minutes left in the game. Droids looking for a touch here, but can't find it through. Kai, a long arching shot, and that might be the dagger in the heart of a Husky, able to put them back up by 1.
Hopefully this doesn't get in UConn's head too much. They've been able to come back, be the underdogs in this series. But it looks like, you know, looks like Xavier may have the lead and may be able to keep it.
2-1. Not even 6 seconds have passed, and there are still so many ticks. About 106 left in this game. Droids now trying to get it past 1, but can't. Astro looking for a teammate here. He's got Kai in the wing, but Anton and Disaster doubling, and it's 2 cars too many as now they push the ball back on. Astro can't find the touch. Disaster misread it, and so an opportunity there for UConn turned away by 2 misreads.
I don't know, unfortunately there, even though, you know, there's a bunch of mysteries, Xavier's now stuck in their corner, but they do get the ball cleared, but it looks like Droids will be ready for the pass to him from Kai.
Oh, what a touch! Oh, Kai with a beautiful dish out for Broseph. Broseph unable to catch up with that speeding meteor of a pass. Broseph, though, has a nice touch. He's got Anton. Anton looking for a shot. Kai in the wing here. Anton throwing it. Droids, that far post. He called corner bucket. It's almost perfect.
That was actually crazy. Like 3 defenders in net. Droids gets that pre-flip, slides right past Astro, and that leaves the game tied in the last minute of the grand finals.
The last minute, UConn has now stepped it up. They are trying to put the reverse sweep in the finishing touches here in the grand finals. Kai and company on the cusp of being done after an amazing showing and an absolutely wonderful loser bracket run. Disaster and company want to put this one away with only 39 seconds left. But you know what, Spoons, if we go out, we have to go out in OT, right? There's no other way.
For sure. We started off this whole event with OT. We end it with OT. Who knows? Maybe a bracket reset? But both teams are looking so strong. It is honestly so hard to tell for who could win this game.
I want to apologize for the leaking of the script there, but Anton wants to try and break it as now Kai has to climb and get their third save. Droids, a quick turn at midfield, but doesn't find the ball. But somehow Disaster puts it on. Astro he can get the save. A Savior medal and stalls it out. Kai in transition, a beautiful touch here. It's all 3 cars back on the blue side. Astro, not a lot of boost. Oh my God, Broseph did it!
Bracket reset. Oh, I knew that was dangerous. That touch there, Disaster got it to the backboard, and Droids is so uncomfortable in that net. That ball can go anywhere. And Broseph put it right where he couldn't get it go.
My head is in my hands. I'm leaning away from the mic. I can't believe it. In the moments of moments, stepping up, Broseph getting his second goal on his second shot, putting Xavier over in the game 5. I cannot believe it. We have a bracket reset, ladies and gentlemen.
I really had hope UConn was able to settle it in this game, but unfortunately that last second goal, that does a number to you.
I just can't believe it, honestly. This is insanity. UConn pulled it back from the brink. They were down 2-0. Win 2 back-to-back. You can actually see my glasses are fogged from the absolute insanity that this game has been. I cannot believe it. And then we go into game 5, 2-2, looking like it's going to be a 2-2 tie in overtime. And in 0 seconds, Broseph finds it off of the mistouch. That is the smallest margin of error. That is what these teams are truly fighting with right now.
And they're going to have to keep up that fight going into this next series. It's a bracket reset. We're already back into it. And like I was saying before, every team, they're out for blood. And hopefully UConn can keep it up and stay with Xavier. But we'll have to see who wins this bracket reset into the grand finals yet again.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, get your hands back. Take your hands off any keyboards or equipment and set back and get rested because we're starting it over here. 0-0, 5 games. Best of who can get it here. Win, and you win the grand finals. Lose, and you are the first loser in second place. So a lot of plays coming through. Once again, we're going to go down the lineups because I love these teams. It's Anton, Droids, and Disaster in the blue, repping for the UConn Huskies. And then the combination of Butler and Xavier. We have Broseph, Kai, and Astro.
And it seems right away, that was a close one. That was a nice save by Broseph. But UConn is right on that attack. Xavier is really strong on defense, but both teams are just fighting to keep it in there, out of their corner.
Astro gets a touch there. Troy's on it now. He's finding off the far post. That was an interesting touch there as Anton has to make a save. Astro throws it back on Broseph. Demoed for his troubles as Disaster goes up the wall. Has it past one. He's trying to get back down to Droids, but he ends up stalling it, so Droids has to hit the brakes. Anton can't beat Kai. Droid and Astro 15 hard there as the ball bounces back down. Broseph to Astro. Astro, though, does not want to commit.
And even though Astro doesn't want to commit, he still is working out extremely well. I mean, we're almost a minute and a half into game 1 of this grand finals, part 2, and no one has scored yet. I don't believe there's been a shot. Actually, there's been 2 shots on it, but still, not much has happened in the time that we've had in this game.
It's a true reset as both these teams, and honestly, two different ways of reeling after that series. And you start to see just maybe a little bit of fatigue setting in as both of the teams have played a lot of Rocket League in the past, hour and 56 minutes or so. Anton looking for a pass to Disaster. Disaster has it for now. I like this play. He's using that Octane well, but Brosif sniffing it out and able to clear it.
And even though they do clear it, oh, it's a goal. It's a goal. You know, they cleared it, but it was cleared right to UConn. UConn takes advantage of that. Anton to Droids, that connection gets above Droids, or not Droids, above Astro, and it goes in.
Those ones that get sent to the ceiling are almost impossible to read if you're too far in the net because you're looking up at such an awkward angle, and that's exactly what happened. I don't know who it was in orange, but they had to play up. They had to make a play here. And now a play arising for Astro, but not on as Kai backflips into it here. Anton trying to find a touch, but Kai denying it once again. Droids looking for his teammate here. Anton wanted to go for it, but decided better up in the end.
Telling you, Droids and Anton, look at that. Another attempt at a pass. They almost keep getting that, but unfortunately that gets taken to their corner, and Xavier now has to defend it yet again.
Brosif running the wing here, going a quick rotation on the ball, ends up handing it off the Droids because of that bump. Kai can't find it either, but Astro, third man back. Now I like the pass from Anton, and that's something you're missing there. A little bit of lackluster on the passes there. As this time, though, Disaster's at an untimely shot, but it's not powerful enough, and the defense was set to perfection.
One thing I find funny, the past two plays, oh, that was almost in. The past two plays for UConn, there's been one member sitting in net for Xavier that's just quite simply just sitting there, and it's working out perfectly. The ball just hits straight to them.
Well, that first time they were a little slow on the pass. The second time it was just an errant touch. And so it's about spacing, opportunity, and pacing on offense as another save comes through from Troy's. Kai had an incredible angle, but once again, this defense bends but doesn't break as UConn still defending that one-goal lead. Disaster over one, trying to find another touch here as Astro, though, denies it in front of his own goal line, not allowing a second one to go in.
And I think, that was close to being another one trying to go in, but Brosif and the rest of Xavier, they've really been on top of blocking the plays, and I think, you're right about the fatigue. It seems, teams are vigilant, but it doesn't seem like their car body language is as confident as it was in the beginning of this whole series, or really the whole event.
Well, both teams are a little bit tentative now because they have seen the other win games, and they are streaky when they do it. UConn trying to break the streak here and make it so there are no teams winning two back-to-back, because that's how it started. Butler and Xavier winning two, then UConn winning two. So we're continuing on it. Two should go to Xavier and Butler as Astro able to notch this one back up.
I thought it was almost in the bag for UConn, but that shot, that is so unfortunate. Anton tried getting that save, but unfortunately redirected it into the net.
1-1 in game one. I feel like I've seen this story before, Spoon.
Well, here we go again.
As Kai tries to find the shot there, Anton has to run to it and push it into the corner. UConn now living very dangerously. Troy's a dangerous ball there as Anton has to clear it out. Kai looking for a close and does. He's going to try and find another one here as Brosif, though, beat as Kai. Oh no, what a bump from Brosif gets sent to the moon.
They do it again.
No way they went two in a row like that.
That is crazy. I think we saw this in the last game. I'm not going to lie. I think this happened last game.
I'm not gonna lie. I forgot that he was in the tuxedo. And so I thought that was a blue car that sent his teammate. And I was almost heartbroken, but no, it was Brosif setting up and realizing that they were not the one that took the shot. They were protecting their team, and that is exactly how Butler and Xavier are going to do it. We have the two wins back-to-back, and then the other teams win too. So mathematically, what does that mean? Butler and Xavier is going to win this one, and then UConn's going to win two back-to-back. And then Butler, so if it stays up, Butler and Xavier wins it if we stay on the pattern.
Oh, I hope. I mean, I have no clue what can happen. this is quite surprising. I mean, the fact that this was like game 5 all over again. I mean, that's both good and bad news for each team respective. But, if everything stays according to plan, UConn could win the next 2.
Well, it is up to them to set pace here. They did a good job of it in the beginning of the game.
Mhm.
They just begin to fall apart as Xavier and Butler put that pressure on more and more. They found shots, they found opportunities, ended up finding goals because of it.
Oh, yeah, which is, again, is both fortunate and unfortunate. But like we saw in the last game, both teams are still staying vigilant, even though you are seeing that fatigue setting.
Now with 50 coming from both players. Kai given a lot of room here as Disaster has to make the save. UConn living dangerously off of kickoffs. Astro beating 1, beating 2 as the ball rolls on towards this blue net. Droid last man back, but Disaster getting the demo to give his teammates space. Astro trying to catch it off of the ball. Kai got bumped, so no threatening touches coming out from the Xavier Butler side.
And it looks like Disaster gets it past 2 Xavier teammates, but it looks like Astro is able to get it right back to their net.
Anton beat by Kai. The ball bouncing still here as Disaster puts it back into this corner. That's something I personally am not a big fan of. You know where the opponents are. You know where they're coming from. Don't put it back into that corner. Flip the field. Make them move. Don't set them back up. But it technically worked. They got the clear. Kai looking for one. He's got a flick. Here is Droys, though, able to make the save. I'll be honest, UConn giving up a lot of pressure, but no goals on the board right now for either side.
And there's been some pretty phenomenal saves so far. It's only been a minute into this game, and both teams are just playing so well. Anton, will George finish it? Who knows? Broseph gets that save, keeps the team at the tie.
Kai now waiting on their own backboard here, trying to get past Anton. Anton twisting, twirling, and arcing up to that ball. Droy's throwing it on, but Broseph throwing it off. Disaster looks for a touch. He's got to find another one in the corner, but cannot. Astro able to deny that one as Kai is up. That's a big-time dunk. That's going towards UConn net, and that's in.
I may have to do my little casting curse, but I think your mathematical equation may be a little off so far. But, UConn could make a turnaround. They could take the lead or even tie it within the next 3.5 minutes.
It's only one goal and a ton of time to be made up, so it's important for both of these squads to notice that and stay on top of it. The big thing I want to see is who steps up to the plate from either team. Right now, it has been Kai. They have the goal, they have the shot. And they have the goal, they have 100% of the shots, and they have a big-time save as Astro has to get up and make a save here from Anton. Droys unable to control this one. Disaster off the backboard, waiting for it to drop down. That waterfall rolling on, but once again, there's an orange car ready to deny it.
It seems UConn does not have their groove in the series yet. We're on game 2, and Xavier has complete control over the play piece of the series. Even though you see something like that where Disaster takes it up the field, but it's just brought back right to Blaven's corner.
Droid's looking for a redirect out to Disaster. Disaster, though, can't get there. Broseph beat by 1. Anton trying to beat 2, but cannot. Astro wants to run it home, but cannot. He's beaten very soundly at midfield. Droids looking to midfield. Anton off the backboard, but no one there. There is not a Husky around. Honestly, a very empty kennel in front of the net as Disaster looks for a pass out to Anton. Anton wins it still, but these passing plays are coming beautifully as that's a 1 to 2 to 3.
Again, that synergy, you just see those passes. Droids was ready. They did a little 1-2 action. Anton to Droids, back to Anton, which led to a nice goal to tie up the game.
Now we sit back at 1-1. The table is set for a very interesting goal here as now Broseph trying to run on it, ends up touching. Got Astro in the wing here. Disaster, though, stands up and makes a big-time save for UConn. Astro looking for another touch here, but can't get it. Troy's trying to run to it here with no boost. Got Disaster in front of him. The goal secure to put them up.
It was looking a little, looking like Kai had it there. That hit by Droids set them up perfectly for success. Disaster finishes, and it looks like UConn takes the lead with a little under 2 minutes to go.
minute 45. A disaster finds another one, a third goal here for UConn. Kickoffs becoming their weapon.
Foof, I think your calculations, they may be correct. You know, I had a little bit of doubt in them. You know, my opinions are fluctuating a lot in this event, but you know, that is a-okay.
From an unnamed animated movie I don't want to mention the name of, there's a quote that says, "Math is math," and that's exactly what I'm talking about right now, Spoons, because it has just been the law of just trading wins back and forth as both these teams do not truly have each other's numbers. They win in waves. It is waves of momentum, waves of games, and waves of goals. And right now, UConn is riding that one, hanging 10 and having a lead, but Kai trying to break the way here, forcing another one on.
That was really nice 50 by Broseph, you know, even though he had a little bit of a double commit there. He left the defender struggling to figure out who's going to hit the ball first and where it could possibly go.
3-2 here as Broseph, Astro, and Kai look to take another one off of a UConn lead. Kai has it on his own side, but Anton wins the 50 for now. Anton trying to dunk it there, but can't finish it. Demo coming from Kai, but the ball still on that hard side. No, a beautiful pinch, puts it back towards it. Water falling down. Kai can't get there. Astro not fast enough, and now Droy's running underneath and able to get a touch for now.
I have to say, going for an air triple there is a little questionable. I mean, they had the lead there as far as position-wise. This gave Xavier all the time they wanted to get back and set up a net.
Oh, what a touch from Anton!
You know, even though that was a little questionable, it still came out for a dub. You know, Kai unfortunately missed the ball and left Anton all the time in the world to get that goal in the top shelf of the net.
A good 50 read there, forcing it off the sidewall and then able to climb that step ladder and force it in to give his team another 2-goal lead. Kai and Astro are going to have to reach into the bags here if Butler and Xavier want to get this back within doable distance. Disaster pushes it back towards his teammate. Anton got bumped, but the ball continues to roll. There are 20 ticks left in this game. Kai flipping the pitcher, got Astro in transition. Astro finding nothing as Anton slams the door shut.
Oh, it looks like we almost had a little bit of a ruined scenario over there, but it seems Xavier is having a little bit of difficulty keeping the ball up. And it looks like there's a little bit of banter with the quick chats over there. That was so funny to see, but it looks like UConn takes game 2 to tie the series 1-1.
Neither team can really have any momentum right now. You'd expect Butler and Xavier coming off of that win in game 5 and coming off of such a long run that they would have that momentum. No, UConn comes and puts on a showcase. They shoot 11 times comparatively to Butler and Xavier's 6. They just outplayed this Butler and Xavier team, and so it's up to them to continue. And it's honestly up to whatever team wants to grasp this win.
Oh, for sure, and especially with this bracket reset, it gives both teams another opportunity to try and take the win tonight in first ever DePaul Summer Showdown.
Well, it is surely a summer showdown with a bracket reset, mind you. And my brain is melting. I just cannot get over this because everything we've said is just everything has been said. The game is just really saying itself because here we are, 2 hours and 10 minutes in, and these two teams have fought their way back to each other. Truly, our battle will be legendary. They will write it among the stars, Spoons, as now we enter game number 3, tied back at 1-1.
And you know, it seems they are staying on top of it. UConn is already, you know, they almost had control right off the bat. You know, but wait,
That's not the way to control it.
No, that is not the way to control it. I was about to say they had it, but that redirect in by Troy's not looking too hot for them.
See, I'm in a group with a bunch of other commentators, and we had a big, very heavily winded discussion about what constitutes as an own goal. That right there, that was an own goal. You can take a picture of that one. That was an own goal. That one wasn't on. It ended up going off of your car completely in. So, Droys and company now have to overcome a self-imposed deficit. But maybe that's just what they do. Maybe they like playing from behind. Maybe it's the Giga Brain play that we haven't thought of, Spoons. But Anton and UConn have to find some control here and not in their own net.
you know, maybe, like you're saying, it's like a false hope that they're trying to give UConn. Or not UConn, Blavey. But, you know, or it could have been just a tactical whiff as well. Who knows what it may have been. But all we know is that UConn is already back with the attack, keeping it in Blavey's corner.
Disaster looking for a ball here. He's got 2 defenders to beat. Broseph up in time. Droys throws it off the ceiling. It's bouncing down. Anton, though, beat in the mix by Astro. Kai in the wing, but ends up passing it to Disaster. Disaster looking for Droys. Droys, though, unable to get that shot past the stingy defense. Anton passed one. He's got Broseph to beat. Broseph standing tall at midfield. That Octane looked a lot taller in person.
It definitely did, but, you know, so far for these 50s, I think the Octane has been tall enough. Fennec, we've seen a lot of players tonight have kind of struggled getting those nice 50s off, and especially when it means that they're losing the ball.
Droys trying to run back to it here as Anton is a 3rd man back. Kai has some control for now as 50 meets once again. Broseph and Disaster. Anton looks for a touch and can't get it. Astro, though, a double opportunity. No, a triple, but he can't get the touch. Kai turned away by Disaster, so no second goal given up here at Salty Shores.
You know, the players, I remember when we played, I put on Salty Shores Day, and they are always so unhappy. They get so mad at me, but Salty Shores is my favorite map in the game, so I had to get it represented within one of the series.
I got you. At least it's not the early day one that we're just used to flashbang you when you got to this map when they first introduced it. But Anton trying to beat Kai here. Broseph looking for it. That has been one of the staples of this Butler Xavier offense, is anytime the ball is midfield, they have someone ready for it. This time, though, they were not. So the 1 out of 10 time, UConn able to live by that one.
You know, even for Xavier, when it comes to their backboard, they clear it, no problem. UConn really struggles to do anything when it gets sent to the backboard. But when it's on the ground, that's when UConn strives. And they've gotten quite a few goals through passing plays that have stayed on the ground.
Anton here, able to put on the kind board there as Kai overruns it. So does Broseph, the 3rd player. Astro has to collect this one. Kai gets the boost and is now running back, trying to chase this ball. And guess what, Spoons? We are beginning to see a rise of more dump and chase. Just push the ball into your opponents and run after it and try and make something happen on the way. Kai passed one, but not past Anton here. Anton gets the boost, gets the ball, has some control, but can get it past Broseph as well. Now he's got a lot of open space. He's got running. He got all 3 players there. Just make the checklist and then get a goal.
It seems like this whole series, we're noticing some similar patterns. You know, it's tied. There's a minute and a half left in this game. Could it go into overtime? Who knows? Could a last-second goal be made? Possibly. But both teams are really, you know, a lot of mistakes are happening. They are still capitalizing on the other team's mishaps.
1-1 here is Disaster going backwards there, giving up a lot of space and momentum just to try and get some control here. Xavier and Butler tied this back up. It is 1-1 once again, and somehow these teams just continue to dance here in the grand finals and keep each other close. So, Anton in the corner once again. Astro back out of the corner once again. Kai trying to find the shot. No, not enough on this one. Droys and Disaster, though, double committing dangerously, but their 3rd coming back, able to clear it.
I was getting a little nervous there. I was on my toes, honestly. That little mishap on UConn. Oh, that mishap on UConn, that was almost leading them to lose or have a little bit of a loss. But Xavier is still keeping it up with their defense.
Somehow we're cresting once again to another overtime here if these teams aren't careful. 30 seconds left on the clock, and now the gates open up once again. You mentioned the word OT, and UConn's defense evaporates. But this time, there is no goal to be had. But Astro and Kai at 2-on-1. I don't like this play from Kai. You got to work with your teammate, but somehow Astro beats 2, and they score late again.
Another last-second goal. I don't know how it's happening. Unfortunately, UConn cannot get that with 2 people on the ball. But this could be some good news for Xavier going into the next game.
12 seconds on the clock. UConn don't want to give it up. Anton puts a prodding touch on. He's got Disaster. Disaster looking for Droiz. Droiz can't get there, though. Kai looking to kill this in game 3 and give his team a sure lead. Droiz has it up now. Got another touch. He's got Anton up in time. I like the touch. He's got to pass one and need a double here. Another touch. No, Disaster can't get there. Butler and Xavier living by the skin of their teeth. And it's 2-1.
This has been actually such an exciting series. It goes one team and then it goes back to the other. You know, the mathematical equation, foof, is not
Broken.
fitting. We
broken.
broke it somehow. Somehow it's broken. But
that's why it was a theory, not a law.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But I'm so impressed, especially these last second goals. It just throws everyone off.
Well, the best thing I can compare it to is in traditional sports, it's a team feeling as if they need the last possession. And that's so hard to do in Rocket League because it's going back and forth so many times. But somehow, Xavier and Butler have found a way to have the last meaningful possession in 2 games back.
It's just absolutely phenomenal because we know it, man. We got it. But
Disaster, though. And UConn scores. Okay, just throw the notes out the window, Spoons. It doesn't matter. Momentum out the window. New map, new me, new UConn, I guess, and a new goal.
Every time I try and start and form some sort of theory or talk about the play, someone has to surprise me and interrupt what's going on. Oh, I'm speechless. I don't know what's happening.
I'm just kind of dumbfounded here. Somehow Anton goes turtle to win this kickoff. Droiz climbs the ladder and scores again. UConn coming off of a pretty hard loss there in basically the closing seconds of that game. Have now jumped out to a 2-goal lead 18 seconds in a game. What is happening?
I have no clue. UConn has to be in the heads of Xavier. There's just no way you come into the game 18 seconds and down 2 goals, especially one off a kickoff, and not be somehow, you know, upset or discouraged.
Kai trying to find anything, but the only thing they find is more blue cars there. Anton over-aggressive. Disaster, though, cleaning up the mess the teammate left. Bosif looking for a toucher. He's got one to beat, but does not put it on target. Instead, throws it at that blue Finnick. Droiz 15 Kai. Kai beat by Disaster. Astro beat by Disaster, and Disaster runs it all the way. No, Bosif, you gotta be kidding me. An epic save as that ball was 50% in the net.
You know, maybe I was wrong about them feeling some sort of discouragement. That save is one from a team that does not want to lose. And look at that. Right when I said it, another goal. Kai is still keeping that pace up.
You expect some kind of missile when you see a car going up that high, but he twisted and caught it just with the edge of that tire, and it rolls the pace so much down you just don't expect it. And that is exactly how you need to cut into the lead sometimes. Change the pace of the ball, find a different angle, and look at a problem a different way. Xavier and Butler cut into this lead.
And as they're cutting the lead, they are making sure UConn either gives the ball to the corner like you see right there, or they're getting some sort of passing play that UConn is struggling to keep up with.
Well, it's up to Astro there. Oh, Anton scores it, though.
I'm telling you, this casting curve, every time I say something isn't happening, it happens. And Anton scores. Astro barely misses that save.
I just hear the very familiar sound of a Game 5 beginning to get prepped. We can't escape it, folks. Seems like these two want to go the distance hand in hand, truly keeping it close the entire way. Kai, an absolute ripper, but it goes off the post. Droiz, Anton, and Disaster, all three, the picturesque defense, almost look like a poster as all 3 players are in the net, but they get the save for now. Kai, off the backboard, really good pace, but there is no teammate to work with it. Anton lost that one, unable to control it. Droiz looking for another one here. Kai is up, waiting for the touch, but there is no touch coming through.
UConn definitely wants to keep this lead. You see a bump there, you see them keeping up possession almost in rule 1, and they are not letting any goals go in. Oh, the bump into each other to get the save even.
That touch there that wasn't a save technically. It was a save because that ball changing pace. We talked about on the offensive end helping Xavier score. UConn changing the pace of the ball off the backboard made that Xavier player who was committing early miss because that timing was off. That was an incredible touch there that allowed his teammates to get back and got that overextended offensive player out of the play. Astro dunking on one, trying to find another here, but I don't know if they can do it. It's 2 minutes on the clock, and I don't want to count a team out. It just feels like at any point in time, UConn, they get up in these kind of mixy games, they will put it away and force game 5.
Oh yeah, and who knows what's going to happen? You see literally it flip-flop last second, and with 1:40 to go, there's surely enough time for any team to do whatever they want.
That is one of the things, is Kai, Broseph, and Asher. They have been the miracle workers of under a minute. So, maybe they can make minute rice in less than a minute, but they have to make a goal here in less than a minute and 20. That would be my goal to give them some time. Broseph in the wing here has a touch, looking for it off the sidewall. He's got Anton in disaster up. Double commit. Astro ripping it back on, but the third player, Droids, denying it once again.
Droids is out there. He does not want this to end right now. They want to keep up this 2-point lead, possibly make it 3 with that back pass to Anton. But it looks like Astro's ready to block whatever Anton is about to do.
Still here, still playing, still in a dangerous spot as Kai can't beat 2 as Droids able to deny that one. Broseph can't beat Droids either. Just midfield 50 perfection right now. 2 big times wins. Stall this ball out, and there are still 2 goals for this orange team to overcome.
Especially with 30 seconds to go, 2 goals, that is not much time to get those. And, you know, they're getting those passing plays off, but UConn is stalling it, blocking. Like I said, another block goes to backward, open for Droids, almost gets an open net, and now there's 15 seconds on the clock.
15 seconds, 2 goals. It's a tall task, but technically doable. Like the pinch here, get some pace on that ball. He's got a touch to his teammate. Broseph is up. Anton is as well, and that save should do it and force us to Game 5 Grand Finals bracket resets. These 2 teams, honestly, looking like heavyweight prize fighters in about the 8th round. They are going the distance.
They definitely are. I hate that mathematical equation. Maybe it is a law. I mean, we're back to, you know, a 2 wins in a row. Man, I cannot talk tonight, Foof. But hopefully, you know, hopefully something happens. Maybe we'll go into OT. Maybe one team will win off right off the bat. But we'll have to see it in the next game.
I mean, you saw it. My mouth is just the gate. My hands are in the air because usually what you circle is you're just like, okay, yeah, the team with more shots wins. No. Butler and Xavier, they had 8 comparatively to UConn's 5. UConn just was able to convert on 3, and that was the difference maker. Then they were able to kill the clock. They didn't play exactly exuberant defense. They didn't impose their will on this combination team. They just killed the clock and were able to just sit on that egg.
Well, at the point they had that 2-point lead, I mean, you definitely saw the stalling happening. I mean, they're still playing very offensively, but they're also making sure that Xavier really couldn't do much. So we didn't really see much happen once it was at that 3-1 standpoint.
I'll be honest, Butler and Xavier had a ton of opportunities. They ripped off a lot of shots. There was a ton of pace on those balls. It was just either a better defensive stand or a missed touch that was, I'm talking inches off. So it's up to them to step to the plate. Game 5, here we are once again, folks, and a big-time stall in the kickoff means someone has an opportunity. Astro throws it up to Kai. Kai pre-flipping off the backboard, though, but can't find the shot to get through. Astro now running back home as that was all 3 orange cards up. Droids not able to find it. Anton, though, has it off the backboard for now. Broseph sneaking that one out, but he gets Timoed for his trouble. He got caught. Ball is up for Astro. Astro, the redirect. That's going to be... No, it's not going to go in. A big-time shot, and it won't bounce in.
You got baited into saying it was a goal.
Oh.
I heard that in your voice. Well, it looks like, you know, both teams, the fatigue is definitely settling in. It's just we're almost 2.5 hours into this tournament, and things are just going. Each team is so vigilant. It is so hard when you've been going this long to make sure you're perfect.
Oh, what a big-time bump there coming out in front of the net. but it does not give them much. Broseph with a double, but nothing threatening, and oh my, was murder in the first degree, and now Kai has to climb the ladder. Troy's making the play in front of his net. Astro and this orange squad of the combination of Xavier and Butler, they are putting on a clinic on how to pressure a team.
They're not letting opportunities go away. They're not missing any opportunities to shoot it. They're making sure it doesn't get far from UConn's corner.
Oh, save.
Right there.
That was a big-time read from Astro coming off of the backboard and not going in net, instead defending it in front. So, Anton over one, waiting for it. Droys running towards this as well. Kai has to get up early and can't. Anton air dribbling it all the way home.
Anton just completely finessed the Xavier team. That air dribble, that is a beautiful shot. Unfortunately, Xavier was unable to block that, but now it looks like they have a lead relatively early into game number 5.
It is now up to Troyes and company to defend this lead. They did it last game. They've done it in games before and in series before, Spoons. But this is where the medal is proven. You have to do it when it matters. Troyes given a lot of time and a lot of reverence here as he got it past one, but Astro runs home and is able to stop that one.
Well, the real question is if UConn fumbles bag in this game 5, that happened last series, it could happen again. There's still 2 minutes 45 seconds left in this game to see what may happen.
Troyes ends up handing it off, but they have the possession, they have the lead, and they have it on this orange side. I'm very okay with it because technically it's in their control. Broseph, Kai, and Astro have been on that answering front. They've been reactive. They've not been proactive so far. Troyes half flipping towards this one. He's got to catch back up to it. Broseph passed one, but Anton all the way back, playing strong safety. You love to see it.
And you also love to see just this offense from UConn. They're running it back on Xavier. You know, Xavier originally had that really strong offense, had that pressure. UConn again is throwing it in their face. And it seems Xavier isn't able to keep up too hard or too low. I mean, they're almost down 2 goals.
Oh, you say almost, and almost is now a reality as Troyes found it off the near post and then created some voodoo magic to somehow pinch this in.
That was honestly such a slow goal. It also sent it on the other end of the defenders. I don't even know how you start to defend that.
Disaster wins the 50 once again, and now UConn looking to put the sleeper on. They are up 2. It is a minute 48 left. They want to finish this fight. Ball bouncing down is now Broseph looks to flip it back towards Anton. Anton in the wing here. He got baited out just a little bit. The backboard now open, but Troyes defending his team, defending his lead, is able to clear that out.
Unfortunately, that almost left Kai in a little 1v1 situation. Luckily, his teammates got back in time, but that does not mean UConn is out for the attack, as you can see right at this moment.
Broseph can't beat Anton there. Kai has to backflip onto this, ends up half-flipping beautifully. I like the control from this car. He's got to beat Disaster. Disaster, though, wins that hard. Broseph gets it clear, but I will tell you right now, Xavier and Butler don't need to go to the dump and chase. They need some control. They need some possession. When they keep giving these balls out, UConn is there to slow it down and just control it. UConn has 2 goals to give. They have a lot of time, and they just keep closing on any space.
And maybe really is running out of opportunity and
opportunities.
Yeah, they're running out of everything. They're coming to their last resort to try and get 1 goal onto the field. And you know, I'm starting to think UConn won Big East 2021, the spring split. They may win the first ever DePaul Summer Showdown, but there's 30 seconds. It looks like it'll be a save by Kai keeps them in the game.
Xavier and Butler, the loser bracket miracle run looks like it ends here after a bracket reset. 14 seconds left. The ticks keep on coming. Kai laying an egg at midfield, waiting for that boost, but I think it's going to be a curtain call here from Xavier and Butler. Never mind, I will shut my mouth. The lead has been cut into. Kai puts it in. A kickoff goal sends it to OT if it happens.
It's a casting curse. Now you've gotten it. You're welcome. It's vital that this kickoff is
4 seconds. on the clock. You need to see something here. Broseph wins it, but the ball is not in the air. Anton has the control. He wants to stick it down. Kai ends up pushing it way too far. He has to catch up to it. Disaster. No, it's still in the air. Astro off the backboard here looking for a teammate. Droids, though, able to put it down. UConn shutting it home. The Matumbo with the finger wag in front of the net. Leave the game. Congratulations. And you are right, Broseph. A heck of a series.
I agree. I like that little change of language there. Good job. I that was honestly such a fantastic event and series. I mean, the fact that we got a bracket reset, all the teams throughout every single game played so well, and especially the past two series. First the original grand finals and the part two of the grand finals. Teams are throwing it back and forth between one another, but UConn really showed up. You know, they lost that first series, but then they came back and they were barking. The Huskies were attacking. They were feasting.
I have a simple question for you at home. Are you not entertained? We have drama, we have overtime, we have comebacks, we have upsets, and we have loser bracket finalists flipping the page and making us go to a bracket reset. And Spoons, this is only the first Summer Showdown.
True, and we were blessed to have you join us tonight. I do have to say, I tell you every time I'm in a call with you, I love working with you. I love casting with you. I honestly think you are a phenomenal caster, and me getting the experience to work with you is just fantastic.
Well, again, I'm just super thankful to everyone here behind the scenes, yourself included, that gives me an opportunity to come back. I had a great time here with the State Street Showdown, and I'm so glad to be here for the Summer Showdown. But it's not about me, it's about you guys. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you click, I think it's down here on me. Make sure you click that follow button below, because you guys have to stay tuned. I'm telling you, I'm technically not exactly part of these guys, but these guys have it going on. They have great content, they have great teams, and they have one of the most amazing communities I've had a chance to be a part of. So make sure you drop a follow. You stay up to tune with their Twitter if you can. And Spoons, I don't know what else to tell them. You got anything else you want to give them?
Honestly, I think that's a great wrap up. I appreciate hearing that. I hope to see you in the future. I know we'll see you in the future. You got to come back. But I think this was a great end to the first ever Summer Showdown. We will have more in the future. Next Friday, I believe, is another DGL event. Week after that, so it's rotating weeks. 1 week's DGL, next week's Summer, or week after that Summer Showdown. We do not have a confirmed game just yet. We may do 2 games. We're still working on the details, but stay tuned for that. Follow our Twitter, twitter.com/DePaul Esports. Make sure, Foof, I don't know your Twitter. If you want to plug it, here's your opportunity.
Don't follow me. I don't post anything at all. My Twitter is just for nothing. But I just got a call in the air. We had our production come yell at us. We want to make sure that UConn, congratulations, obviously, on the big win. You guys have done an amazing job, but they are going to be getting a trophy. So make sure, we want to see some pictures there from UConn. So I expect to see an image. At least I would go drop a like when that happens. So, Spoons, I want to close this out here, man. You brought us in, so let me do it. I'm Foof. This has been Spoons. This has been DePaul Esports Twitch, and it has only been the first event of the Summer Showdown. We had so much fun. We hope you did as well. Drop a follow, stay tuned, and we'll be back for more.
Thank you.